Today's Friday, right? Yeah, it should have been on. Should have been on Kick only. Anybody tried the viral brush on TikTok? I thought about getting it for Mariah, for Ollie. He hates having his hair brushed. It's called the Unbrush. What is that? Are you going to Twitch? What does that mean? Am I live on the platform I always broadcast on? Yes. Let's stop the music and the timer. That was pretty good right there, wasn't it? Everybody's mad at me today. So many people are like, I can't believe what he did to Melissa. I had to ask who the fuck Melissa was. Apparently, Melissa's the person who made that post in the shadow gallery that that I was a big, gigantic piece of shit and that I was making fun of a guy with Down syndrome, Scott Wadgels. And then she had to be educated on who Scott actually was, and then she apologized. But then suddenly she come down with a mysterious illness that forced her off the internet and somehow blamed me. So that's a thing.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Bard. This is Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. I'm here. I'm not on Kick. Get used to... What the hell was that? Kind of wigged me out a little bit. Anyways, today's video should be on Kick. It's usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday on Kick, but I didn't think about it until I was already live, so it's not on Kick. I guess we'll be on Kick tomorrow. If you don't have a Kick account, go check it out. We can do copywritten material there. We can do stuff that typically gets me banned off other platforms. It's a little more laxed. We still enforce the same chat rules and stuff, so don't come over there trying to like sling slurs or something just to see what's happening, just to test the waters. But yeah, most of it is, it's a lot more laxed over there. Kick.com/coldbeerconfessional. So we'll be over there tomorrow. I was supposed to be there today, but I missed it. It's probably because I'm so frazzled because everybody's so upset with me. I don't know how I'm going to get over this, but everybody's so upset. I didn't even realize Alpa blocked me. She did comment one time when I was talking about Nick changing her face into some hamburger meat from the discount section at the local supermarket, way in the back. She commented once, but that was it. Maybe she does believe I'm satanic. I don't know. I also found this picture today. Someone dropped off, or someone gave my sister some old yearbooks that had my parents in it, and she shared them with me today, and I found this picture. Look at my dad there. Isn't that a cool picture? That's my dad there with the long hair and the Canadian tuxedo or whatever he's got going on. My dad found drama when he was in high school, and he said he loved it. They did. There's another picture of him I didn't grab, but he's like in a full raincoat, like a full long sleeve, because they did like a production. I think he said it was Columbo. They did, the detective show Columbo. Well, apparently that was big back then. So they did like this would have been 76, 77. They did a comedy version, a skit thing at Columbo, and he's in one of the pictures. But he's on stage. He's in front of the camera. He enjoyed it. He liked making people laugh, and I do too, except for Melissa's. We both somehow hated Melissa's, which is weird. I never heard the sex of the baby from my nephews. It was a boy at the gender reveal, and I've been announcing during the show. I always forget at the first, but she actually went into labor before she was in the third trimester, like way early. So I just talked to my nephew today. I'm sure he won't mind if I share some of these. Hold on. I just talked to my nephew today, and I've been talking to him the last 3 days. I can't go over there. Mariah doesn't want me going over there because I got a cough, and of course we don't want to get anybody sick. But he shared a couple images. The baby's so freaking tiny. It's a boy. Its name is Jesse. Let me see if I can grab an image. Like it is a tiny baby. So. She wasn't due for at first I was hearing like it was like 5 months early. It turns out it was like 3.5 months early, but still pretty early for a baby. Then they put it in a blue light treatment. It's almost like they're developing a photo. Jesse Mack, that's right. But yeah, so basically the story was, I can read her post if you give me just a second. Because she kind of laid out the story. That's what I was asking for you guys to remember them, because they're anything could happen with a baby that's this premature. Like right now, they think the prognosis looks good. Mom and baby seem to be okay. Everything seems all right, but anything could happen with a baby that small. So she said, there's an update too, but she says, where's she at? Sorry, I'm trying to find her first post that she posted. I've not prayed or cried as hard as I have in the last 18 hours of my life. That's not it. Oh, maybe that was it. Hold on. Yesterday, I had some abdominal cramping. Around 6 p.m., it became unbearable, and I had Nick rush me to the hospital. As we were pulling, there was a gush of fluid. I just knew my water breaking, and it was. And apparently, there was quite a bit of blood as well. It says at 26 weeks and 2 days. 26 weeks and 2 days. Unicoi Hospital did what they could. That's our local hospital. Then I was rushed to Johnson City Medical Center, labor and delivery. Within 20 minutes of being here, I was put under to have an emergency C-section. After 2 hours of surgery, 1 hour in recovery, I was brought back to my room where I was told my baby boy was doing good. He's in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit. And he has a long road ahead of him, but he's doing so good. Jesse Mack Farner, born at 750 on 227 at 2 pounds, 5.7 ounces, and 14 inches long. With all of that, please pray for me, Nick, our sweet boy. God really works miracles last night. And then she just did an update today. I'll read that one too. It says an update on our sweet boy. They were able to take him off his blood pressure medicine. His blood pressure has been stable since then. They did an echo on his heart, and it looks okay. They were very pleased with how he looks as a 26-week-old preemie. His red blood count did drop, so they had to give him a transfusion. He has taken that well. They have done 4 chest X-rays and decided tonight they will be removing his chest tube. Yesterday and last night they had 2 blue lights on him, and today they were able to remove 1. His color and skin look so much better. Swelling is going down too. Little man loves to move and pull his cords. He's so active, which makes my heart so happy. Please continue to pray for our boy. So they've been giving him these blue light treatments as well. It's almost like they're developing a photo. Like, here's one of the images that Nick sent me. They got him under a blue light treatment, I guess, for whatever reason that is. I don't know, to be honest with you. But, I mean, it's not like they come out and told him, like, hey, he's not going to make it. It's not like that situation. But, again, with a premature baby, like, tons of stuff could happen all the time. You hear people, like, have premature babies with, like, a good prognosis, and then for some reason before they get to bring them home, something happened. Especially, like, that's why I'm not going over there. I don't want to get anybody sick. Could you imagine that? That'd be fucking awful, especially for, like, a premature baby. Or the parents, because Nick and Katie, obviously that's who I'd want to go see, the baby and Nick and Katie. And they want to be there with their kids. So if I go over there and get one of them sick and they have to leave, I'd feel like shit. So I've just been asking them if there's anything that if I could have them food delivered, or if I could buy them anything or send them anything. But I don't want to go over there while I'm still sick. So I haven't got any pictures yet other than what they've been sending me. But hopefully we get over there in the next couple of days or something like that. Or I'll send Mariah one. Is it for jaundice maybe? I don't know. Let's look. Because he didn't look really jaundice. He looked like purple. Premature baby under a blue light. Using the Bali lights, BILI, is a therapeutic. Oh, no, that's not it. Jaundice, it could be. Phototherapy is another treatment. During phototherapy, bright blue lights called Bali lights. Oh, that is true. That is the right one. Are placed over your baby's incubator to help. Blue light phototherapy in preterm infants. Let's see what it says. Effects on oxidation marker or of DNA damage. Results. BLP did not alter urinary blah, blah, blah. Creatine ratios, either level. Creatine ratios of independent phototherapy duration. BLP and irradiancies up to 35, whatever that is. To pertain to infants less than 32 weeks gestation does not affect 8-OHDG, an oxidation marker of DNA damage. So this was a study ruling out that it was damaging DNA. But jaundice at 3 days old. 8 out of 10 preterm babies suffer from newborn jaundice. Yeah, I figured he would be like, I guess jaundice is like when you're yellow, right? Yellowy. But this baby's been purple most of the time, just because I guess it was so new. But I'm sure there's other ways to check for jaundice than just being yellow. Either way, keep them in your thoughts. Keep them in your thoughts, prayers, whatever you do. They're basically staying at the hospital 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I'm going to try to get over there and see them when I can. I hate that I can't. I would have loved in there, come over there that night, but I don't want to get anybody sick either. That'd just be selfish if I went over there and got one of them sick. Fucked around and find out. So there you go. I got a new favorite song. I don't know if you guys saw it on TikTok today or on Telegram. It's pretty good. Let me grab it. That picture of my dad's fucking awesome. My dad was a big joking with people and trying to make people laugh. Like to be like me, kind of like to be the center of attention, get people to laugh or the life of the party or whatever. But that picture's awesome. Him in Drama Club.
What's up, Steve? Your friend Joey told me that the new guy at work stole your Snickers yogurt, and then he tried to replace it with a plain yogurt. Then you got mad and punched a hole in the office door. Then you didn't get in any trouble because you snitched on him.
You're not a
The new
lad.
guy's just lucky
You're a
that
lady.
door wasn't his face, because then his face would have a hole in it. Why the fuck would you do that shit? Stole my damn Snickers yogurt, bitch. I was gonna eat that shit when I went on my break.
So this is Froggy Fresh, if you guys don't remember him, or Krispy Kreme, Froggy Fresh. The guy was on Tosh.0. And now he writes, they're really expensive, like $500 if you want to use them for commercial applications, but he writes cameo songs for people.
Why the fuck would you take my shit? You got I fucking hate you, bitch. You see that motherfucking door? It's gonna be your face.
Door's gonna be your face.
Brand new guy at work named Mike. He's the biggest asshole I ever met in my life. I'ma tell you real quick why Mike's the most hated. Cause he took my Snickers yogurt from the fridge and he ate it. Why would he do that when he knew it wasn't his? He's just lucky I was nice, cause I could've killed his kids. I told the
Oh, wow.
guy I wasn't fucking
That
with
escalated.
that. Told that stupid motherfucker get my shit back. He offered me his yogurt, but it wasn't the same one. The fucking new guy tried to offer me a plain one. Fuck is this shit? Ain't no chocolate in this bitch. It's the size of your brain, smaller than Louis' dick. You think you can just steal a motherfucking Snickers yogurt and then replace my whole shit with a little shitty yogurt? Bitch, fuck out of my face. Fuck out of this workplace. You just gave my boy Steve his very fucking worst day. Why
Damn.
the fuck would you do that?
Got him.
Stole my damn Snickers yogurt, bitch. I was gonna eat that shit when I went on my break. Why the fuck would you take my shit? You got I fucking hate you, bitch. You see that motherfucking door? It's gonna be your face. Now they're saying that I'm gonna be in trouble, so I gotta come up with a plan on a double. I gotta throw the new guy underneath the bus. There's a big ass hole in the door, so I'm fucked. I tell the manager the main reason why I did it, cause the closest thing to me was the door, so I hit it. But it was cause the new guy took my fucking yogurt. That day the new guy's new job was all over. Why the fuck would you do that shit? Stole my damn Snickers yogurt, bitch. I was gonna eat that shit when I went on my break. Why the fuck would you take my shit?
It's the soul different, I think.
Bitch, you see that motherfucking door? It's gonna be your face.
It's gonna be your face. There you go. So he's written a bunch of them. There's some of them that are really good. Some of them I could care less about, but that was a pretty good one. There's one called Perfection that is really good. Here's his story about running into Joe Rogan.
What's up? You guys already know who it is. You guys think Joe Rogan is so smart because he got microphones and he got a fancy electric car that, oh, no gasoline required. I seen this man when I used to live in Austin and I used to stalk him. I seen this man go get in his car like this. He looked over at me. He looked at me for a second and we locked eyes. And I said, let me on your podcast. He went, "Whoa." And that was it. And I never even got to meet him. What's up? You guys already know who it is. You guys think
Someone in the comments said Joe Rogan just got dunked on, like his old song. Joe Rogan's been real quiet since this dropped.
Funky Fresh. Chris, this song is for you. Let's get it.
Chris.
Shout out Drew, how your latex glove so good. Shout out Ryan, is that Jackie Chan or is that Tiger Woods? Shout out Keith, you took second place to Derek Davenport. You got so high that you don't know how to eat ice cream anymore. Chris is good at soccer and some other shit, I guess. He paid me to write this song, so I ain't gonna roast his ass. Byron drove Chris to every soccer practice, bitch. Now he's moving out to Austin. He likes homelessness and tents. Chris is still the most attractive, plus Chris paid me.
This is just like a bunch of inside jokes about friends or whatever. It's not the greatest, but it would be cool if like you had it written for you.
What's up, Steve? You're
That's the one we just watched.
make me want to take off my pants, B. Take you to the roller rink, we can get handsy. I'd let you finish inside with no plan B. Let you meet my mom, introduce you to my auntie. Andy, you're a god among men. Joe Rogan isn't smart, I don't wanna meet him. When I can meet a man who has twice the IQ, your brain makes you hotter and that's why I like you. One of the main reasons I'm in love, you're kinda cool, but you're smart as fuck. Yeah, Andy's real cute, he's a lot of fun. He's kinda cool, but he's smart as fuck. Even without a brain, I still let you give me brain. The way I let Dr. Taylor take care of my phantom pains. With your mind, you could come up.
He has all these throwbacks to other songs he did. Like earlier, he said, "Your dick's as small as Louise," which is another song he did that has nothing to do with this person who paid for the song. And just now he said, "I let Dr. Mike take care of my phantom pain," which is another song he did.
With a cure that can make Johnny Depp's cocaine more pure. With your mind, you could come up with a way to make the new Jack Sparrow a lot less lame. Johnny Depp, do it one more time. Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny is a crime. They could make Amber Heard the bad guy, like a big-ass crab with like 16 eyes. The crab attacks the ship and he blows the crab away. Then they ask, what are we eating? Johnny says, crab legs. One of the main reasons I'm in love.
He's pretty good at writing, you know, silly fucking songs.
And he's real cute, he's a lot of fun.
Let me see if I can find the Perfection one. The Perfection one's really good. This one's pretty good. There's Perfection. Let me play this one first.
Josh, this is Froggy Free.
This is a song for a guy whose girlfriend left him because she wanted to adopt more cats from the shelter, and he didn't want to adopt any more cats.
Josh.
Hatchy Country just resubscribed for 19 months. I've missed you guys.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you for the resubscription. I'm not crying because he grew up. I'm crying because he became the baddest of them all.
This is Froggy Fresh. Your boy Dylan said your girlfriend left you because she wanted to have more money and more time for fostering cats. I also heard you're tiny and you want to be the world's littlest fireman. Josh wanna get it, but not this much kitty. Josh want a girl with some tig-o bitties. Josh want a girl, but the girl want a cat. But Josh is a pussy, so I know he'll get her back. Josh wanna get it, but not this much kitty. Josh want a girl with some tig-o bitties. Josh want a girl, but the girl want a cat. But
Josh shit the pussy, so I know he'll get her back.
Josh, what the hell? That girl left you for some cats. You wanted pussy, you got too much pussy. That shit was a trap. Josh fantasizing about getting it from the back, but Josh on his knees scooping up some kitty crap. Josh walked up and said, "Bitch, be mine." The hoe said, "I would rather fuck a feline." Josh, how you that bad at motherfucking sex? You can't be a fireman. You got arms like a T-Rex. Josh, you can't be a fireman. You're too small. What you gonna do when there's a fire at the mall? Too damn small to ride the fucking escalator. Just to touch a girl's boobs, you gotta ride the elevator. Ladder not tall enough to kiss her on the lips. You gotta run and jump to put your little hands around her hips. How you gonna
You gotta run and jump to put your little hands around her hips.
save her little cat from a tree when your little fireman ass little learning me? Josh wanna get it, but not this much kitty. Josh want a girl with some tig-o bitties. Josh want a girl, but the girl want a cat. But Josh is a pussy, so I know
he'll get her back.
Josh wanna get it,
But not that much kitty.
Josh want a
Girl with some tig-o bitties.
Josh want a girl, but the girl want a cat.
So if you're using this for private, like a joke, and you just want to send it to your buddy or whatever, I think they're like $300. And if you want it to like use on a live stream or for commercial for your business or whatever, it's $500.
But Josh is a pussy,
I'm sure he's
so I
making
know
bank
he'll
off
get
on it.
her back. Fuck Josh, I just want to thank you for being such a pussy, so your friend could pay me $300 to talk about how much of a pussy you are. Next time, don't fuck a bitch until she tells you she likes you more than cats. Peace. Josh wanna get it, but not this much kitty. Josh want a girl with
They're pretty good. I have to admit, they're pretty good. By the way, I got a couple of new animations for when the grannies start getting wild over on Facebook. When the Melissas of the world show up, the Melissas and the Melons. Here's the first one. I'll show you the other one later.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Sick and tired, she said. All right, here's the perfection one.
Y'all, it's Froggy Fresh.
Not this one. This one.
What's up, y'all? It's Froggy Fresh. If
This is
you're in
for
the
somebody's dog grooming business or something.
Loudoun County, Virginia area, and you're looking for a pet groomer, you gotta hit up Katie at Perfection. She's the best. I love my dog more than my kids.
Oh my God! If we could have him sing about Phil coming in his pants already. I came twice in my pants already, dude. We could just send him the text messages and have him make a song from them.
Virginia area, and you're looking for a pet groomer, you gotta hit up Katie at Perfection. She's the best. I love my dog more than my kids. I clean up all of her bits. I let my dog lick my lips. It's gross, I know. When my dog needed a trim is where my problem began.
This one's stuck in my head for days.
He wrecked her coat. I think I learned my lesson, 'cause I expect perfection. I always worry less when I take her to perfection. I think I learned my lesson, 'cause I expect perfection. I always worry less when I take her to perfection. Caught it, please cut it. Oh my God, I love it. Please cut it, please cut it. Oh my God, I love it. Please cut it, please cut it. Oh my God, I love it. Please cut it, please cut it. Oh my God, I love it. And with 17 long years of experience with cuts, it isn't a surprise why she kicks other groomers' butts.
He really can sing. If you've never heard him like belt out, he's a pretty good singer.
She'll make your doggy handsome or cute with a barrette. I think I learned my lesson, 'cause I expect perfection. I always worry less when I take her to perfection. I think I learned my lesson, 'cause I expect perfection. I always worry less when I take her to perfection.
Pretty good. Pretty catchy. There's one about Louise's tiny dick. I think this is it. Let's see what this one is.
Louise, your friend Paul paid me to do a diss track on you. He said your dick is so small that they brought in the search and rescue team that found Brian Laundrie's body, and they still couldn't find your dick, boy. Let's get it. Louise got a small dick. Louise, how you got a dick so small like that? Louise got a small dick. Louise, how you got them tiny little balls like that? Louise got a small dick.
Imagine being so petty you pay $300 to call your friend's dick small.
Louise, how you got a dick so small like that? Louise got a small dick. Louise, how you got them tiny little
If my name was Louise, this would definitely be my intro song.
balls like that? Louise, your mustache gay as hell. Trust me, I would know. That mustache make you look like you should be up on a pole. Magic Mike ass boy, I bet you wear a thong. Plus your best friend Paul said your pee-pee ain't long. Paul, how the hell you know that, boy? What the fuck? Paul also said Louis got some little baby nuts. Louis, bitch, I bet your little dick is small as mine. Look like the little hand on my watch that tell the time. Boy, you need a penis pump made by Elon Musk just to get the tip of your dick to hang past your nuts. Paul said your Mexican bush is so thick that it look like a forest around a baby pig. Louis got a small dick.
A forest around a baby pig.
Louis, how you got a dick so small like that? Louis got a small dick. Louis, how you got them tiny little balls like that? Louis got nothing wrong with a small dick, brother. It ain't about the size of the boat, it's about the motion in the ocean. This is Froggy Fresh signing off. Peace.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I would definitely, if I was really petty after somebody, I would hire him to write a song. He's pretty good at it. I don't think I've seen this one. Oh yeah, it's about bad tattoos.
I got a tattoo last year. I hold my daughter so dear. They didn't make her look sweet. I should've went to skin deep. I got a tattoo last month, a Theo Vaughn on my butt. They gave him little shark teeth. I should've went to skin deep. I got a tattoo last May of Kurt Cobain on my leg. They made that man look like me. I should've went to skin deep. And skin deep, they don't do no shit like that. If they ever did some shit like that, they give your money back. They would never do no shit like that. Go look at all their work. If I wanted a tattoo, I'd let them do that shit for sure. Hell yeah, skin deep. They don't do no shit like that. If they ever did some shit like that, they give your money back. They would never do no shit like that. Go look at all their work.
Let's see what else.
Peace, Chizoo.
What?
Rest in peace, Chizoo. We will miss you bad. It really makes me sad to think of all the times we'll all see you soon. And no, we won't be late for our special dinner date when we meet at the Pearly. Love the way you cry at movies. Love the way you touch my boobies. Love you when I'm in a dash hound. I'll do anything you ask. Now you quit smoking cause I hate it, but then you just started vaping. That's okay, I won't be mad. Don't wanna make you feel too bad. You'll always be my slut, boy. Jason, you're my butt, boy. Ain't no butt boy quite like Jason on this entire nation. You'll always be my slut, boy. Jason, you're my butt.
You'll always be my slut boy. Jason, you're my butt boy.
Boy, ain't no butt boy quite like Jason on this entire nation. You'll always be my slut, boy. Jason, you're my butt, boy. Ain't no butt boy quite like Jason on this entire nation. You'll always be my slut, boy. Jason, you're my butt, boy. Ain't no butt boy quite like Jason on this entire nation. Jason, why do you hate onions so bad?
By the way, it must be pretty big moneymaker for him because he says, "Happy Valentine's Day to everyone, and I appreciate all of your support. To everyone still waiting for a song, thank you for your patience. I'm working as hard as possible to make sure you love your song instead of just treating every song like an assembly line production. I want to make each one unique, and at the end of the day, want everyone to be happy with their song," which is good because a lot of Cameo people just abuse it. Like they say the same thing. They're like, "Hey, this is such and such from this TV show saying hello to Will." And they just change the name and do the same thing over. This guy's creating fucking one-off tracks for you.
You got a lot of nerve making all these onions so sad. But let's just take a moment, think of things that really matter. Cause when I think of Chizu, I just keep on getting sadder. Cause Chizu ain't forgotten, brother, Chizu's on the gone. But just to help you out, I'll say a prayer for your mom.
12 months. X2.
Thanks for the subscription. That's a year.
You'll always be my slut, boy.
Jason, you're my butt boy.
Ain't no butt boy quite like Jason, not in this entire nation. You'll always be my
Slut boy. Jason, you're my butt boy.
Ain't no butt boy quite like Jason,
Not in this entire nation.
always be my slut, boy.
Jason, you're my butt boy.
Ain't no butt boy quite like Jason,
Not in this entire nation.
always be my slut, boy.
All the comments are positive.
Ain't no butt. What's up, Megan? It's Froggy Fresh.
This is the last one. We'll move
Zach
on.
wanted me to write
I
you a
like Froggy
song for
Fresh.
your
He's funny.
birthday. He said you're a big Justin Bieber fan. It made me a little jealous, but I can get over it. Hey Megan, can we talk for a second? February 16th is your birthday, I reckon. Your
my dad's birthday.
told me that you need a song, but hold up, cause something is wrong. You can only choose one. He told me that you love Justin Bieber. I can't even lie, I too am a believer. But I also get jealous as hell. You can't be a fan of someone else. You can only choose one, me or or Justin Bieber, but you can't pick him. I won't stand for that neither. So I guess I'm the only choice left. Megan, I'm getting jealous as hell. You can only choose one, me or Justin Bieber, but you can't pick him. I won't stand for that neither. So I guess I'm the only choice.
You can't be on auto subscribe if you're using Prime subscriptions. It won't renew. You have to do it every month.
Megan, I'm getting jealous as hell. You can only choose one.
That's how they avoid paying more people, right? If they knew you could just turn it on and leave it on, then you could just have it on for as long as you had an Amazon account. But they don't want to pay out all that, so they make you do it every month. By the way, the guy who bought the song is in the comments, said, bro, she loved it, man. You are the man. Great gift. This is awesome. At Megan Thomas, happy birthday. Happy birthday, thanks. Happy birthday, Megan. Which one she chose? Megan, you're a lucky girl. HBD, happy birthday, I guess. In Froggy's defense, JB never wrote you a song, so who's the clear choice here? Got to be Froggy. Happy birthday to the birthday girl. Where is the reaction video? Laugh out loud. I feel like there may be one coming. So this guy named Zach Thompson 640 is the one who got it for his girlfriend. So there you go. A TikTok.
What's up, Megan?
Believe it or not, TikTok. There was a cool video we were talking about the other day over here in one of these groups. Let me grab it while I'm thinking about it. I'm all thrown off because you guys made me miss streaming on. It was your fault. I'm supposed to be streaming on fucking Kick. And y'all got me over here on fucking all these other platforms, trying to act like you're cool. I don't get it. Where the fuck did it? Oh, there it is. Let's do this because I know I commented about it. Watch this fucking video, dude. I saw this the other day, and then a couple people have posted it since. Watch this fucking video. This is insane. So I'll explain what they're doing. Me and my dad have a story about this, about mounting a tire with ether, and it wouldn't mount, and it wouldn't mount, and it wouldn't mount. And we finally filled it full of ether, and I set it on fire with my dad, and it blew it. The tire, they did what it was supposed to do, but there was so much pressure because we used so much ether. It blew the lip off the back of the rim on the ground and shot the tire in the air. So by the time the smoke cleared, the tire was just fucking gone. And it was just me and dad looking at each other. And I remember being like fully fucking panicked, just looking across this like smoky part of our yard. And just seeing my dad looking back at me, and I was still holding the lighter. And the next thing we hear is wham. So we shot it up probably, I don't know, 40 feet in the air, probably. It was a lawnmower tire. Thank God it wasn't like a truck tire. It was a lawnmower tire. Probably 40 feet up in the air, and it landed on my mama's roof. And she come running outside to ask what happened. She thought something fell through her roof. But luckily, she had a metal roof. It was old, like a tin roof, not like a newer metal roof, but still, at least it didn't kill nobody. So what they're doing right here is they're spraying it full of ether. You can see it's burning some, but ether is like gasoline. The fumes want to take off, not the liquid. The liquid will burn. I don't know if you guys know this, but liquid gasoline basically won't burn. You can have a flame. You can throw a match into liquid gasoline, and as long as you're extracting the fumes, it won't catch on fire. The gas will put it out. Ether's a lot more flammable. It'll burn in liquid form, but what you're really looking for is the right amount of air, and it to be like in a suspended vapor state. So what's going on is they sprayed some ether in there, and this forklift is going to pick up the rim. And by picking up the rim, what they're doing is they are seating the bottom of the tire. So when they pull the rim up, the bottom of the tire seats and closes off half the air. Okay, so they got a whole lot less air. So they're not going to have a little fire like they got now. They're going to have an explosion. And what that explosion is supposed to do is blow up the tire real quick. Some tires are really, really hard to mount. You got the width of your rim, like the metal rim, then you have the width of your tire. Well, usually the width of your tread's pretty wide and pretty solid, but the the part that hooks to the rim on the inside, the bead, is kind of collapsed. You have to spread that out somehow to get it. You can do it with a like a big dump valve on a big air tank. You can do it with ratchet straps. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Ether is one of the easiest ways to do it, as long as you don't overdo it, which is what happens here. Check out this video. Watch the forklift. This is the forklift. The guy's sitting in it recording. And you see these forks right here. These forks are on what they call a gate. And they hook on. Basically, if like he tilts it forward and sets it down, he can take those forks off. Usually there's like some type of lock or something to put in place to keep the forks on. But the forks flop quite a bit. They're going to blow completely off this motherfucker. Watch this. Trying to mount a tractor tire. All right, there's the ether. Now he's going to pull the rim up. Right here, and ready? God, I can't believe that guy's foot was just on it. Could you imagine if what's about to happen would have happened when his fucking foot was on it? Boom. So there's the rim. There's the tire. They're completely separated. This guy goes into, he's just blown straight up in the air and flips over. It blows the forks off the fucking forklift. Look over here. They're just gone. It blows the whole gate, and not just like one fork, two fork. It blows what they're hooked to, the masthead and gate, off the forklift. Watch it one more time. I won't fucking stop it. Imagine if it would have done it when he used his foot right here. If it would have went off right then. Could you imagine how bad it'd break his fucking leg? That dude may be dead. I don't know. If that rim would have landed on him, he'd definitely be fucking dead. You can hear him spraying it right now. Hold on. When the video really restarts, listen to him spraying the ether. Like constantly. Yeah, he legit might be dead. That's insane, dude. That is insane. Usually with ether, you do like a a couple quick rings. If it's like a small tire, a couple quick rings around it. And I always work up. So usually I know the first time I use ether, I didn't use enough. Because I'm not going to put I'm not going to work my way down and blow myself the fuck up. Man, these construction and fucking mechanic videos and shit from foreign countries are wild, dude. Fucking wild. Blew the fucking forks off of it. That's insane, dude. Review of Phil's film. The media campaign totally worked. That's what really got to this guy. Congratulations and major thanks to the whole crew that set up banners, flyers, and film. Take a bow. Anyone else think Nick is living rent-free in Phil Doe's brain? Mr. Menza is a laughing stock. Phil paid a lot of money for that video. I'm going to try. I'm hoping he releases a link to it. I cannot watch it the way he broadcast it, with it fucking skipping all the time. I'm hoping he posted like a direct link to it, and we'll just fucking review it, because I'm not doing that shit no more. That was the most aggravating way to ever watch a video at all. I don't even know what this one is. Oh my God. Vacuum sealing a sponge with a face on it. Oh no, they're vacuum sealing all kinds of shit. Is that Alexa? Stop. They're just vacuum sealing all kinds of shit. That's funny. A full rotisserie chicken. An egg.
You're lying.
They're just putting it back in places where it's supposed to go. That's pretty funny. That's a good video. Good video. What else we got? I don't think Bert was live last night. Let me change. I got to change my profile around. Give me just a second. I don't think Bert went live last night. He was too busy gambling. Big money, no whammies. No whammies, stop. He tried his best, but he was busy gambling. Somebody must have made a big donation for him to be down there gambling. But we'll see. He did post this video yesterday, but let's not start there. So apparently he didn't go live the night before either. And he said that he couldn't go live, but it would be a big deal if what he got done. I'm going to have to cancel the show tonight, but tomorrow may turn out to be a much better show, provided that what I'm doing tonight works. So wish me luck and say a prayer, if you will. God bless. And I don't understand what could he possibly be doing to make the show that much better over one night. I think it's just an excuse so he can go gamble and they'll stop asking him what the fuck he's doing. So he's going live at 10, and then here was his live. This is supposed to be the much better Bert live. We'll see what's up with it. This is the new and improved Bert in full 360p. Got that potato phone. He wanted to buy a reverb machine. Are you shitting me? That's for real. What he can just get a plug-in that gives him reverb. I can give myself reverb.
Come on in, everybody.
He's just a horrible fucking person, dude.
Hey, let's relaxing. Hello, everybody. Come right on in.
Thank God the audio's synced up well.
Good to see you here already. Already got 14 people. Growing pretty quickly.
It's going to be hard to watch the audio like that.
It's the 28th of February. This is leap year, so we have one more day of February. How's my little buddy doing? Huh? Gonna bring Shadow into the picture for just a couple minutes and then let him go lay down. He was actually asleep on the couch. Weren't you, buddy? That's good. He's still asleep. Carson City here. Batten down the hatches. Windstorm and snow is on its way. Yes, it is. It's cold. It's getting colder. The wind, we had a big wind yesterday. So far right now, we got zero wind at all. But I know it's coming from you guys. Yeah, hey, buddy. Hey, what you doing?
He knows it's coming.
So I just wanted to bring Shadow in quick enough.
God, that cat fucking hates him.
I've got a lot of stuff to cover today. We really got some stuff going on all around the country that we need to talk about. And
I watch the news, so you don't have to.
Mississippi says hello. It's good to see you in the house. That's Linda. Linda Sue from Mississippi. Oh, that's Patsy, sorry. Patsy Dooley from Mississippi. Not sure where Linda's from. Come on in the house, you guys. And there's Julie Massa. She is our friend from Carson City. And she knows what the weather that's coming here will be here in the morning, I guess. But right now, we've got almost no wind at all. Almost no wind at all. And I was outside earlier. It was fairly
amazing. We get a weather update, too, from Las Vegas. That's something awesome right there.
Lots of news to talk about tonight, and so I just wanted to let folks get in here. I think I saw Marianne Mann in the room a minute ago, and so welcome here.
Marianne Mann.
Because he was resting nicely, and I'm just going to let him go back to sleep.
How bad do you think that Marianne Mann wants to drain old Bert's ball sack? Like, there's no other excuse for this woman that sits around and worships him all day long. Like, she wants to drain his ball sack, right?
Okay, here, buddy.
I'm not hating. It depends on what she looks like. Well, I can't even say that. I'd let her drain mine.
Okay.
She wants to be the next Shadow.
Sorry, I disturbed you, little fella. Hilda is in the room. Hi, Hilda. She says, sorry, we're just getting started, Hilda. I'm only on here 5 minutes. I just put Shadow down. Had him in my arms for a few minutes. Marianne Mann is in the room. Good to see you, Marianne. Carol Smith is with us. Great to see you as well. We're going to... Let's see who else is here. Oh, Marianne just put my website up there in the room. Folks, we're going to ask everybody tonight to be patient with me on the singing. I'm not going to be able to sing tonight. I'm actually not going to be able to do a really long show because I have to go into work early tonight. Some things are going on over there that
okay, big things going on at work.
And so I'm going to be going in early, so I'm not going to have time to do any music tonight. But tomorrow night,
look like one of Nick Fuentes' little cat boys. He likes the day.
A little something special for you. A little something extra. That's the plan. That's the plan. So And we got Hilda in the room, and let's see who else is coming. Sherry is here. Hello, Sherry. Hi, Bert and Shadow. You just missed him. I hope you saw him. He was in my lap for a minute. Now he's gone to lay down again. Robert is in the room as well. Hi, Robert. Good to see you, buddy. Please hit the share button, everybody, because we've got 27 people in the room right now, which usually means around 100. As you guys know how that works.
We got 27 people, which means 100. And if we have 45 people, that means 400.
Works. We're going to talk about the shadow banning, pardon the pun, but they are back at it again because it's election time, and the trolls have
which usually means around 100, okay?
extended on Alex Jones in a really bad way, and they're doing it to us too. They're attacking
They're attacking Alex Jones and Bert. Those are the people they're coming after. You know, the real people making a difference in our nation. Alex Jones with literally millions of viewers, and Bert with 35.
podcasters to get to you guys.
God, it's so bad out of
They don't
sync.
want us sharing information. They don't want us talking to each other. For the first time in 3.5 years or so, I'm actually beginning to suspect that they're going to try and stop the election.
Oh, my
things that I'm
goodness.
seeing are telling me that they're up to some really bad shenanigans.
You think?
The deep state is.
You want to make a bet?
Everyone's hitting the number one to say that they have shared. We just grew the room by about 10 people in just a few seconds. So thank you for that. There's no way that I'm going to ever lie to you about how many people are in the room. I can
Which really means we grew the room by 300. When I say 10, that means 300.
only guess because the way they set this up. Our boy Phil, who's not one of, I don't know him personally. I do watch his shows. I do keep track of all the podcasters. Is trying to claim that yesterday he had 35 million people watching his podcast. I'm just going to tell you right now. I defend him sometimes from the attacks, but that's just not possible. 35 million people watching a podcast would be.
Is he one of the podcasters you sent an email to begging for support and saying, "Oh my God, this guy Will's coming after me like he came after you. By the way, I have a podcast sometimes, and right now I'm not doing so good. Would it be okay if you send me some money?"
That's Super Bowl level, and I'm sorry, Phil, but that's just not happening, buddy. There's no point in you saying that. I don't know if you're just saying that to get people riled up, but if you got some good news to talk about, if you got something that you think is important for the people here, that's all great. And I know you guys are selling your products over there. Another podcaster, very popular podcaster, had just told his, and I won't say the name, you guys will probably know who it is, has just told his people last night. Lisa Whitlow says tomorrow is her real birthday because she's a leap year baby.
Oh my goodness.
29th is your birthday, so you always celebrate your birthday on March 1st, I guess. So good for you. Happy birthday. Kimberly Ackers is in the room. Hi, Kimberly. So, as I was saying, hello, Diane. Thanks for coming in. Thanks to all of you. We're at 40 now. Thanks for all of you that are hitting the share button because it's working.
Yeah, Phil's got a place in Las Vegas. Why doesn't he let Bert stay there?
I'm just going to go off my notes so I don't get too far astray because you guys know me. I tend to wander. I tend to just kind of wander from one subject to another, especially when you guys start asking questions. But one of the podcasters, very popular podcaster that we all know, said on his show that he's not going to talk about other podcasters, including Phil. And he actually asked his moderators that if people start asking questions about Phil, to please remove them from the chat.
Brad Barton.
I'm not going to do that, but I have had to block some people. Back in the beginning, a year and a half ago when I started this, or maybe 2 years ago when this first started, I made the comment that I wasn't going to block anybody, but I had no idea.
That didn't fucking last. We were in your chat for like 3 seconds, and we all got blocked. When I started out, I wasn't going to block nobody. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. He wears lots of eyeliner. He's also got powder and fucking some eyeshadow and some rouge.
That the people would be so mean. Vicious and ornery. And so I totally understand it now. I understand why it has to happen.
Mean, vicious, and ornery.
There's Dane. No, that's Diane. Sorry. Hi, Diane. So anyway.
There's Dane. Oh, I mean Diane, which is a much more common name I should be able to pronounce. It's Diane. There's Dane. He's a good dude. I mean Diane.
I'm going to make an example of something. I posted something that you would think wouldn't be controversial at all. I just said, the only thing more powerful than prayer is having your prayer answered. And I said, I know, because it happened to me. And I think you guys all know what prayer I'm talking about. I prayed that God would save me from this cancer that they said was going to kill me. And
oh, my goodness.
And somebody attacked me over that. They started in with, sometimes he says no. Now, what's the point in saying that when all you're trying to do is give God credit for answering a prayer? And then this person on my page.
Because sometimes he says no.
Thank you to the people who defended me. There were several. There was Debbie and there was Ann and there was other people who defended and said, listen, don't come on.
There was Dane.
If you don't have anything nice to say, why are you bothering? This lady just wouldn't give up. She had to continue to make her point. There are people, and I've got people in my family that are like this, that will argue with you just for the sake of arguing with you. There are people that I know in my life that prefer to be disagreeable. It's just in their...
It's always other people. It's never Bert. And it's never his fault either. It's always someone else's fault.
There are some people like that. I'm not one of those people that wants to argue with everybody about everything. However, I am opinionated. That's why I do a podcast, because I've got opinions. And some of you...
Because I've got opinions. Did you just hear him? I am opinionated. That's why I do a podcast, because I got opinions.
To be disagreeable. It's just in their nature. There are some people like that. I'm not one of those people that wants to argue with everybody about everything. However, I am opinionated. That's why I do a podcast, because I've got opinions. And
I've got opinions.
By watching me, that my opinions tend to be pretty accurate. They tend to be pretty accurate. Things that I've told you in the past that I thought were going to happen have happened. Unlike a lot of the podcasters who are continually making predictions that never come true, and then they figure out a way to sidestep the.
He just said, I'm not going to talk about other podcasters, and that leads almost immediately into, I've always been right, unlike other podcasters who lie to you all the time, and they're always making predictions, and they're never right.
Prediction and say, well, it's because it hasn't happened yet. Well, the predictions I've been making, they've been coming true. So, I'll match my record against any of the other ones out there that are making all these predictions all the time, because I'm, somebody asked me, how are you so accurate?
It's just crazy. Like, if you're willing to do this truther, Trump worship, Biden's a commie, ruining the country, he's not really in charge, Donald Trump, but if you're willing to peddle the right shit online, there are wealthy people that'll send you tons of money. Like, Bert makes tons of money, and he's got 30-some viewers. And this is his sole source of income in Las Vegas.
And I said, well, it's kind of just a little formula. Whatever Q says, pick the opposite of that, and I'm going to be right. And I'm sorry, folks, if you're a Q follower, but a truer statement has never been made than what I just said. They've not, nothing that the Q movement has boasted about has ever come to fruition. And the things that I keep telling you, I told you almost 4 years ago that Michelle Obama was going to be the person that we were going to have to deal with, and everybody said I was crazy. And now everybody's saying it. Now all the podcasters are saying it, all the pundits on TV are saying it, everybody out there is saying it. It looks like it's going to be Michelle. It looks like they're going to recruit Michelle Obama. There was never any recruiting being done. This has always been the plan. This has always been the plan. Okay. Oh, Marion, I can't remember the Venmo. It's @ Albert. I guess that's called a hyphen. Yeah, Lynch hyphen the number 2.
I guess that's called a hyphen. Yeah, maybe. It's the little line that looks like a little line that's floating in the middle.
I can never remember the name of that darn thing. It's a straight line, but it's called hyphen. We don't get a whole lot of folks over to Venmo, but thank you for that. And the ones that do, they do it regularly, and I appreciate you. I'm always checking it.
The only thing that I've seen on this is they did a poll. And I think I saw maybe the Independent or somebody published it. And it said that they were asking out of, I think they had 20 different leading, like, well-known Democrats that haven't been president yet or whatever. And it was if Joe Biden drops out of the race, and I think she won. She got like 25% or something of the poll, and it had 20 people in it. So she had the highest number. If Joe Biden drops out, who would you like to see replace him? It had nothing to do with the party. It didn't have anything to do with that. It was just a poll they ran.
We've been asking for some help because this weekend is a big important weekend. It's going to there's a lot of things happening in my life right now that I'm not going to talk about because we'll just get trolled over it.
Yes.
But I will tell you that there's a massive financial need right now, and it's.
Oh, I'm not gonna say what it is because I just get trolled about it. But I have a massive financial need right now. I hate to even use these words, but puppy, orphan, cancer. If you know what I mean, there's a massive financial need right now.
So anybody who can help out. I know some of you have tipped when I'm singing, and unfortunately tonight I'm not going to have time to sing for you. I will do one song on the way out, and then I'm going to have to go. But tomorrow night I'll have a lot more time, and I'll get started earlier, and we'll do some music if everything goes correctly tomorrow. And there's just some technical things that have to be ironed out that I'm trying to do. But the financial situation has become dire.
I would like to say I was neutral, but I like to make fun of the people who believe in QAnon.
And because tomorrow is not the first, it's another bump in the road. Anyway, Lisa says, raise up, oh glory. Are you requesting or predicting? Either way, you'll be right. I promise you. Anyway, Illinois. A judge today ruled that they're taking Donald Trump's name off the ballot in Illinois. Chicago, one of the most corrupt places in the country when it comes to elections.
Chicago's not the same as Illinois.
He didn't win, but he became the president. They are, that's where the dead people started voting first, and now they do it all over the country. But it started in Chicago, so that's
where they started voting. Got it.
But he has removed Trump from the ballot now. Of course, Trump will have to. There's Carol Smith doing the Venmo thing. Thank you so much, Carol. That's correct. That is how it works. Once you use that name one time when you use the bert@bertlynch.com that's my email address. Once you use that, it's Zelle. The next time you go in, you don't have to use that. It'll just my name will be there. It'll be Albert, and you can just go to there. I'm pretty sure my picture's in there too, as I recall. But we are appreciative of everybody who's helping because we've got a few people on a regular that tip for the singing and do stuff like that. And there's Mary. Hi, Mary Brown. Good to see you. So I think that's a wave, a high five or something.
You thought this dude was Shane Gillis? No, this guy's a washed-up lounge singer in Las Vegas. he's basically been a con man his whole life. Obviously, it probably comes with being a lounge singer. But he got introduced to the podcast scene because another popular podcaster held a GoFundMe for him to pay his bills. So then he decided he wanted to be a podcaster, got tons of people to invest and promised them returns because he was going to go to some podcast network, promised them like 10 or 15% returns on their money, got hundreds of thousands of dollars of people's money invested in building a studio and starting a podcast. And then suddenly the rug was just pulled out from underneath all of that. And he ended up losing his house. Now he's homeless. And even though one lady donated him over $80,000, or invested over $80,000. Now he comes on and begs every night, so they'll pay his hotel room. I think he's gambling most of it away. He's kind of a piece of shit. His name is Burt Lynch.
So yeah, Trump will have to now send his lawyers into Illinois and deal with this idiot. It will be overturned. The judges, they'll take it high enough. The Supreme Court agreed today to take on Trump.
He actually explicitly says he doesn't believe in QAnon, but he just peddles all the QAnon conspiracy theories.
Immunity claim, which makes total sense. So you shouldn't be able to go after a former president. Trump made a very good statement today about that. He said this puts a target on the back of every single president going forward for the rest of his life. And so he could be blackmailed by the opposition while he's in office. They can just come to him and say, if you don't do things the way we want you to do them, then after you get out of office, we're going.
He watches the news, so we don't have to.
You know,
that's his slogan. He has he went and bought a Fire Stick, and he subscribes to Fox News and Sling TV so he can get one American News or whatever. And his slogan for his podcast is, I watch the news so you don't have to.
Some people that are presidents don't come out of the office a billionaire. Most of them do come out millionaires. They get paid $400,000 a year for 4 years, and somehow or another they went into office. I think the only president that came out of the office that wasn't rich from it was Jimmy Carter. I didn't like Jimmy Carter, but at least he didn't. He went back to his peanut farm. I didn't like him. I mean, I liked him as a person. He was my commander in chief. Of course, I honored him. I didn't like his politics, but we were not happy with Jimmy Carter when he was in the way he. The way he handled the Iranian hostage.
The Republicans have this weird respect thing for the president, all of them except Biden or Obama. It's like they always say, like, of course I respected him, my commander-in-chief, but if you bring up Obama, they're like, that Muslim guy from Kenya. Or if you bring up Biden, that's the only ones they don't for some reason. They'll even find good shit to say about Bill Clinton.
Situation. He is the reason why we have this Middle East problem right now. It's the way Jimmy Carter handled that, the way he dealt with the Ayatollahs. He's the one that opened the door to all this Islamist stuff. It wasn't here prior to that. It was never thought of. I'll never forget. I was working in radio as a radio disc jockey. Drive time 3 to 6. Yeah, 3 to 6 was my shift. And when this all broke out,
he also wears very dramatic guy liner on his eyes.
With my public education, I had to try to read the name Abdul Hassan Bani Sadr. And none of us had ever, the only thing any of us ever had any knowledge of the Middle East was, like if there was a movie about a genie. And then we go, oh yeah, that guy's, that was about the only time the Middle East came up. Elvis had a song about I forget what the name of that was. It was, oh gosh, it was in one of his movies. He sang about a little something. Anyway.
I'm going to try refreshing it. We're at 20 minutes and 23 seconds. Remember where we parked, chat. I'm going to try to refreshing it and see if I get it sync up better. It's killing me.
Anyway, Jimmy Carter started all that stuff, and here we are with the 2 minutes of it still today.
Still not better.
But most presidents, when they come out of office, wouldn't have the kind of money that Donald Trump has to be able to fight these kinds of accusations. And so they would Little Egypt. Thank you, Robert. That's correct. Little Egypt. But most presidents, if they were blackmailed in office, they wouldn't have the type of funding that.
Yeah, I know. We don't have good people to choose from. I don't know. I don't know why these are our only two valid choices, fucking Trump and Biden.
Come on, they would have to give in. So Donald Trump's right. You can't.
And they're goddamn way too old, dude. Like, give me somebody in their 50s.
You have to give a president immunity from prosecution.
Maximum.
That's something that's treasonous. Now that's different. Then you use the power of the government to remove him from office, and then you can consider some sort of punitive punishment after that, because it would be a treason. It would be proven in the court. But this is not what they're doing to Trump. Is just illegal. It's illegal on its face. And the problem is the Democrats know that they can do whatever they want. And
I think that so what I heard about the judge in Illinois was that he ruled that Trump should not be on the primary ballot, technically under his interpretation of the Insurrection Act. But he went ahead and stayed that order, right? So he made the order. It's a valid order, but it's not going into effect because he knows there's an appeal coming.
And be effective because they're breaking the law, but they don't care because If it's illegal to do it and they do it and the effect works in their favor, how many people have you heard we can't have Donald Trump as the president? He's got 91 charges against him, but he's not been found guilty of any of those charges, except in a civil court, which is a scam, a sham.
Yeah, they all think that everything that happened in New York is a scam, a sham. I think Trump just went back and offered $100 million instead of 400. It was 335 plus interest plus fees. It was like 400 some million. I think his lawyer came back with, we'll pay $100 million. Court denies Trump's bid to freeze $464 million judgment after his lawyers say he'd have to sell properties to pay. The former president had sought to post a fraction of the bond amount. A New York appellate court on Wednesday denied Donald Trump's attempt to freeze the judgment in a civil fraud case, a ruling that means for now the former president is required to post bond for hundreds of millions of dollars in the coming weeks. Judge Anil Singh declined to address the amount of the bond, effectively requiring Trump by default to post a bond for the full judgment of $454 million. Defense attorney, I can't believe people are doing GoFundMe's for him either. Defense attorneys had said Trump was prepared to post a $100 million bond, arguing he had no way to secure a higher amount without selling off some of his real estate. A bond to cover the judgment in this case would have to be at least 120% of the total judgment, more than $550 million, attorney said. In the absence of a stay on the terms herein outlined, properties would likely need to be sold to raise capital under exigent circumstances, and there would be no way to recover any property sold following a successful appeal and no means to recover the resulting financial losses from the attorney general. So if they have to go through with a property sale and they win an appeal and the appeal says, oh, well, you don't owe this much, they can't recover what they lost, I guess. Judge Singh did agree to pause the enforcement of the part of the judgment that prohibited Trump and his sons from running their family business for the next several years. The ruling means the
Michaela Robertson 81 gifted Silver Widows a subscription. Michaela Robertson
Thank you for the gifted sub.
A tier 1 sub to Silver Widows. They have
the ruling
given
means
21 gift subs in the channel.
The ruling means the former president Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump can remain in charge of Trump Organization for the time being. Trump still has at least 2 opportunities to appeal the ruling. First with a panel of judges at New York's appellate division, First Department next month. Then this New York's Court of Appeal. Then with New York's Court of Appeals, if the first attempt is unsuccessful. Manhattan Supreme Court Judge Arthur Ingeron, in a judgment issued earlier this month, found Trump, his adult sons, and 2 former Trump Organization executives liable for a decade of fraudulent business activity in which they used, quote, numerous acts of fraud and misrepresentation to inflate Trump's net worth in order to get more favorable loan terms. He ordered the defendants to pay a total of $464 million in disgorgement and prejudgment interest. In their court filing early Wednesday, Trump's lawyers argued that the penalties are unprecedented and punitive. The exorbitant and punitive amount of the judgment, coupled with an unlawful and unconstitutional blanket prohibition on lending transactions, would make it impossible to secure and post a complete bond, defense lawyers wrote in the filing. Appellants nonetheless plan to secure and post a bond in the amount of $100 million. In the filing, Trump's lawyer said that posting a bond, God, my voice fucking sounds like shit. Posting a bond to cover the entire judgment would not only be impossible, but also unnecessary given the pre-existing oversight provided by the Trump Organization Independent Monitor. According to the filing, the current oversight, coupled with the $100 million bond, ensures that New York Attorney General Letitia James could collect the judgment if needed.
Just resubscribed for 14 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription. So basically what they're saying is like, even if we don't win our appeal, if we give you $100 million and you have oversight over our company right now, there's no way that you're not going to get the rest of it.
And so what the left doesn't realize is that's driving us towards Trump. We know that he's being persecuted because of...
Do I think he'll ever see prison? No. I don't think he's going to prison for any of his crimes. Do I think that if found guilty of some of them, he might be under some type of weird fucking house arrest situation? Possibly. I don't think he'll ever be like in a jail, in prison, behind bars, ever.
Because Trump is doing the work of saving our country from the cabal. We know that. And so we admire Trump for
saving our country. We don't believe in QAnon, but Trump is doing the work in the background to save our country from the cabal.
The slings and arrows, because most people hold up to it. Most people could not hold up to it. Listen, I'm not crumbling under the pressure of this stuff, but it's not pleasant. What's going on to me? What's going on with me?
I know. I would already be in prison, I'm sure. I would have already, they'd kick down my goddamn door and shit. I just think it's a couple things. So there's obviously tiers, right? The wealthier are, the less likely you are to go to prison. Except in like cases where we're talking about like Martha Stewart, where they go to like a summer camp prison, or like in the people doing like Enron and the Ponzi schemes and shit. And two, he has to have, even if he went to prison, it would have to be a completely separate facility. He's still entitled to Secret Service protection for the rest of his life. So there's got to be something weird going on.
Bad, and I've got it hard enough right now. I'm now, and then I'm dealing with all these trolls and dealing with all that other stuff too on top of that, because people enjoy inflicting pain on people that they don't like. It's very sad. I mean, I've got a lot of people I don't care for at all, and I just avoid them. I don't go around them because I don't want the headache of being around these people. I didn't tell you guys this, but I went to the dentist last week, and I don't know if I told you or not about my blood pressure, but
I think 100% he's guilty of going back and reading the evidence and reading the description and the timestamps of the security videos and shit. He 100% was trying to, like, his lawyer called him and said, hey, tomorrow, don't forget I'm coming to get all those documents and give them back to the FBI so we don't get in trouble. And he's like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And then he calls his driver in to move 30 boxes out of the room, or 36 boxes out of the room, only brings 30 boxes back. And then when the lawyer comes and specifically asks him, are they all here? He's like, yep, no problem. We haven't touched them since you left last. Like, he 100% was fucking doing fucked up shit with all the documents. And I don't even know why. Dude, they gave him so many chances to give them back. No one wanted this political nightmare headache of like trying to take the president to fucking court, and he's going to claim it's a witch hunt and they just don't want me to win, and he's going to claim all these crazy things. He's going to turn it into a publicity stunt. No one fucking wanted that. They just wanted their shit back. And they gave him so many chances. And every time they gave him a chance, he did some fucking underhanded bullshit to try to hide it from them. That's fucked up.
Weren't going to treat me because my blood pressure was too high. When I sat down there, my blood pressure was 160 over 118. And they told me, we can't treat you because your blood pressure has to be, the bottom number has to be below 100.
That's right, Silver Widows.
And so they took it again, and it was still high. And they said, well, we can take it one more time, but if you fail this time,
high blood pressure.
Give me like 5 minutes, and I will lower my blood pressure for you. And they said, well, what are you talking about? And I just...
He meditated. He can raise, and what? There's a quote from The Office. He's fucking Dwight. Hold on, YouTube. I'm gonna find this clip before he even says it. Oh, he says it's his cholesterol, but still, here he is, Dwight in The Office.
Why did you do that? You work here, don't you want good insurance?
Don't need it. Never been sick. Perfect immune system.
Okay, well, if you've never been sick, then you don't have any antibodies.
I don't need them. Superior genes. I'm a shroot. And superior brain power. Through concentration, I can raise and lower my cholesterol at will.
Why would you want to raise your cholesterol?
So I can lower it.
Boom. Why would you want to raise your cholesterol? Why would you want to raise your blood pressure, Bert? So I can lower it. Bert's over here lowering his blood pressure.
For about 4 minutes. And all I did was pray. And all I did was breathe. And I said, okay, take it again. And it was, the bottom number was 98.
Oh my goodness.
Over 98. And that's still high. And Marianne, you're right, it is the stress. Every day. And I'm not going to say it's overwhelming, but it's pretty frustrating. And it's because of the lack of funding. I mean, every single day I scramble to get anything done.
The lack of funding.
Someday.
It would, you know what gives you funding? A job, Bert. If you don't want to be stressed out about the lack of funding, get a funding source of a job instead of coming on here and telling everybody how you lost your house and you've only got 30 days to move everything out and the storage unit's so expensive and you got to pay for a hotel for a week and they're trying to throw your cat out because you didn't pay the pet deposit and I'm so stressed out and like when he flips out and he's like, you know how many people bought something from my store last night? You know how many people? There's 100 people watching. You know how many people went to the merch shop and actually bought something? One person. What? By the way, if you want to support my stream, you can do that at coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund, where you can send me a rup from a nice young Asian man's butthole. At the top is all the links that are connected to the show, including Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, Discord, and Bovada. Bovada is an affiliate link where I gamble. But the links on the left, buy me a coffee, where you can send a text-based message, join our Patreon for extra content. Gun and Bombers, the old donation link. Dono clip to send an audio or video message as long as it don't violate TOS. We'll play it on the air. And the yellow button at the bottom is to donate anonymous. There's been a bunch of people using that lately, by the way. But don't forget about Bert.
Days I can't complete whatever it is I needed to do that day because there just wasn't enough money to cover this or that or the other thing. This job I'm doing, I finally got my first paycheck. It was small because it was only for a few days. The next paycheck will be a full one. But the bills and the people that want money, they don't care how much you got. They just care about how much they want.
Remember, he cannot move to a cheaper spot. God has to have him in Las Vegas. He can't ask his family for help because they all hate him. He has no friends with money that he hasn't sucked dry already. He cannot get a regular job. It has to be a job where he uses his God-given talent to be a superstar. It just never manifested. One day he's going to catch his big break and you'll be sorry. But until then, keep sending him money. He's only got one sock, chat.
Some bills come out automatically and then you get a thing that says, hey, guess what? You don't have any money.
He's got a job as I guess he's like a backup musician. Thanks for all the work you put in the show. Thank you very much. From Anonymous Donor, 5 6-packs. I appreciate it. I think he plays guitar. He says it's not his show. It's a show that he's in. Only a couple nights a week. If they sell enough tickets, if the weather's good, if nothing else is going on. There's like a bunch of ifs, right? He's only worked a few days, even though he's had the job for like 3 weeks. And I think he plays guitar while during someone else's act.
Money today. But we're going to keep fighting. I'm not giving up. We're going to continue to make this happen. I'm going to find a permanent place, and I'm going to relaunch this podcast with all of the bells and whistles that I used to have. It's all going to come back. I promise it is. Some of them are going to come back, maybe even as quick as tomorrow. If I have a little bit left tonight, when I say luck, I mean if my folks that have been helping me, the ones here on this show, want to help out a little bit, and that Zelly goes off a couple times, and maybe
if everybody wants to go to my Zelle account and it goes off a couple times, listen how brazenly he just tells you to send him money. Listen to this.
With all of the bells and whistles that I used to have.
He wrote a song 35 years ago called Raise Up Old Glory. And when he was doing his GoFundMe with this other podcaster who's like a QAnon guy, when he was doing that, they kept sharing his song. And they think that Donald Trump's just going to hear it one day and instantly he's going to hire Bird to do all the music and he's going to be the greatest patriot musician in the world. But the song's 35 years old and people still don't know anything about it.
It's all going to come back. I promise it is. Some of them are going to, but we're going to keep fighting. I'm not giving up. We're going to continue to make this happen. I'm going to find a permanent place, and I'm going to relaunch this podcast with all of the bells and whistles that I used to have.
All the bells. He's going to relaunch this podcast, and he's going to build another studio. Imagine building. He had hundreds of thousands of dollars that people had donated for him to build this studio in his old house, and he didn't pay his fucking rent for 5.5 months. He ended up owing the landlord, what, $12,000?
It's all going to come back. I promise it is. Some of them are going to come back, maybe even as quick as tomorrow. If I have a little bit left tonight, when I say luck, I mean if my folks that have been helping me, the ones here on this show, want to help out a little bit, and that Zelly goes off a couple times, and maybe that Venmo, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But it's going to be very stressful.
If people who have been helping me want to keep helping me, and new people want to send me money too, and everybody just sends me money, I'm going to go to the pawn shop and get some of my gear back.
Now I'm talking about it, and my shoulder and my arm is starting to ache. I guess I'm talking myself into stress. Let's get out of this. So April 22nd, the week of April 22nd is when the Supreme Court is going to hear Donald Trump's case. I would be willing to bet you just about any amount of money that the Supreme Court's going to side with Donald Trump. Now, what that means is this. The case in New York.
Wait a second. Somebody knows about his job. It says he makes $100 for going in for 2 hours minimum, up to 5 hours a night. He only works 2 to 3 nights a week. That's less than 10 hours of work a week. Well, you can tell he's a con man because he hasn't even made enough money ever in his life to even qualify for Social Security disability or Social Security retirement. Like, that's insane. most people get their fucking quarters in no time, right? If you just work a normal job, even like when you're working as like a teen, it's only like $4,000 a year or something you have to make, or it was so many hours, but you can make it within like a couple months to like get in. Even when you're a teen, like working fast food, you're getting qualified quarters.
Will have to go away. It'll go away because they're going to say you can't charge him with anything because he has immunity. So that case in New York will go away. The case in Georgia is going to go away anyhow because that woman's guilty of
the case in New York is a civil case. It's not going to go away.
Perjury. And if this
it's about him lying before he was president. It's basically about him cooking the books, telling lies, misrepresenting his company and their assets to banks, so banks would give him more money, less interest, and more favorable terms, right? So he got these loans and money from the bank and lines of credit and shit, and the entire time he was misrepresenting himself and his company so he could get better terms. If you don't know this, like if you ever went to buy a car and you go in to buy a car and they run your credit score and they do the whoever's financing it needs proof of income, blah blah blah. If you've got enough money in the bank or stellar credit, they don't ask for proof of income. They don't ask for that shit, right? If you've got fucking tens of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank and a fucking 780 credit score, you don't have to go in there with fucking pay stubs and shit. It's the same way when you're dealing with banks, or it used to be at least. They probably tightened it up some since the financial issues. But it used to be like you show a couple assets, you talk a couple numbers, and then you're good to go, right? They're not going to ask for every document, every piece of paper, or whatever. But you're still required to be truthful about it. You sign like a sworn statement that all of everything you've said, everything you've represented, everything you've presented was all accurate and true.
This judge doesn't throw this case out and remove her from her office.
Yeah, he was a singer in the Air Force.
Because he's corrupt as hell if he doesn't see this. And I'm afraid he might be, because it is Georgia. And Georgia does whatever the heck they want to do. And they don't care how it looks to the rest of the country, because Georgia thinks it's an island unto itself when it comes to their legal system. Believe me, I know. I lived through it. And that's why I will never go back there again.
I was able to get it, and I stopped working at 26. Sounds about right.
Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So got my shoulder aching now because of all this talk. So April 26th,
I would say that a lot of stuff is more. The only reason I know is because like the stuff that I used to do. Remember, I told you guys I used to do digital marketing for car lots. I actually made a lot of money doing that, and the reason being is because they were looking for subprime clients, which are clients who don't have the best income, don't have the best credit score. Maybe they had a car repossessed last year or whatever, and to be fair, there's more of a chance of them not paying it, so they charge more interest, so they charge more down payments, but they also make more money on those types of clients. But when we would get a client that had like a fucking something close to 800 and was making fucking $20,000 a month or whatever, they wouldn't ask for a pay stub, they wouldn't ask for proof, they didn't ask for shit. If your credit score was good enough and you come in there and you're like, I guess I could do, a $10,000 down or something, like they don't ask for shit. Which I'm sure, like with housing, especially after the collapse, they probably changed that up quite a bit since 2008. And business stuff, where we're talking about like Ponzi schemes and different financial fucking schemes to take people's money, he's probably tightened up some. But there are people that don't have to show proof of income and shit like that.
And we're gonna be seeing. We're going to be seeing some major changes in all this crap that's going on to Donald Trump. That's why we got to pray for him, because as the deep state sees they're going to lose all these cases, they're going to take more drastic measures. I believe that he's in danger every time he's in public, and we have to pray for
the deep state. He's in danger every time he's in public. They want to kill him.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden are going to be at the Mexican border. Donald Trump's going right into the heart of it, where all the shenanigans are going on. He's going to be...
he screwed people over? Yeah. Most people were just... Actually, I built a chat bot. I wasn't even talking to these people. But most people were just excited because they thought they didn't qualify. There was a company that we were working with at the time that did screw a bunch of people over. It was like an auto dealer, Auto Brokers USA. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was one of the companies that we represented, and they did like, it's like a buy here, pay here lot. And they fucked a bunch of people out of warranty work, and now there's a big class action lawsuit against them.
Biden's going somewhere else where, like, I think yesterday there were 550 people got through the border at the place where Donald Trump's going to go, and 2 people went through the border at the place where Biden's going to go. So the media will cover Biden, and they'll say what a great thing it is he's doing.
There you go.
The mainstream media will not cover Donald Trump, except for maybe Fox News and all the podcasters, and of course we'll be.
It was, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was down in the South. They were like in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida Panhandle. That was before I started doing it on my own, when I was doing it for somebody else.
Like Alex Jones, that are keeping us informed on that kind of stuff. They have sent, Hannity sent somebody to the border today and showed hundreds and hundreds of illegals, and they interviewed them to find out where they're from, and the vast majority of them are from hostile countries. Again,
I don't care who anybody votes for. I just think you should know the truth, not propaganda from either side, right? I don't care who you vote for. I think that's a personal choice, and that's what you believe, but you just know the truth of what's going on. Seems like everybody, like even people pop up in my chat that I thought were like smart or like watch this show and probably believe the same as me, and they'll say the dumbest fucking shit, like the dumbest fucking conspiracy theory, and I'm like, where? Show me one piece of evidence for that, and they're like, oh well, I heard it on so and so show. The fuck?
Hostile countries to us, and so many military-aged. I'm going to check my notes here. So many military-age men, single men. There's no families coming. There's one once in a while, and that'll be the one that the mainstream media will show you. Some woman that must have weighed 300 pounds, and we're supposed to believe that she walked all the way.
If you look analytically, if you look at the border issue, first of all, when Joe Biden was in office, they continued the policies that Trump had, basically, of like nobody gets in because we have a health crisis, right? They continued that for years until a court made them stop, finally. And now his policies are less stringent than Trump's policies because he can't, right? The court said you can't. COVID is over as far as like banning people from entering the country. But they're still decently strict. When people act like it's just a wide open border and no one's going to stop you and no one cares that you're coming, that's just not the truth. And he's fucking... the Biden administration has deported 8 times the number of people the Trump administration did. Now, that could just be because more people are coming, but if you just look at the numbers, he's deported a lot more people than Trump has.
Through Mexico to get there. I promise you that didn't happen. They bring them there and they drop them off just out of sight of the cameras and have them walk the rest of the way. The cartels.
That's right, Dr. Jellyfingers. Don't forget it.
Camp is where Trump's going to go tomorrow. So I'm really concerned that the cartels are going to try to go after Trump. So we have to pray for him for that.
The cartels are coming after Trump too. They're part of the deep state.
Biden's going because he has to go. He's finally got to make an appearance in order to try to say something in his campaigns that, I've been to the border and I fixed it all. It's fine. When Trump comes back and he finishes building the wall, I'd like to suggest to him that they paint it. It's not very attractive. It's effective in the places that it is, but I think we need to paint it.
So it depends on who you talk to. Most people don't understand immigration at all. I brought up on my show one time that immigration actually improves the economy, especially when we're talking about certain labor avenues, whether that's like very low-end jobs that we just won't do, that Americans just won't do, or whether we're talking about skilled jobs and skilled labor that we don't have enough people to improve. Overall, immigration improves the economy. It makes a stronger country. Most people you talk to that are like diehard Trump supporters, they just want everything closed. They'll say, oh, there's a legal way to get in, but they don't realize it takes years and costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But then on the same hand, in the same breath, when someone talks about like fixing up Mexico or like making it better or, putting a factory down there or some shit, they also freak out. So what they want is they want America closed and nobody should be getting in unless you spend tens of thousands of dollars and wait years and years to get here. And they also want Mexico to remain shitty and people still wanting to get in but not allowed to get in, basically.
Red, white, and blue. That's what I think. Red, white, and blue. That's what I'd like to see. So, Dan Bongino read off a list of Republicans that are being targeted by the alphabet soup DC cabal. You guys know what I'm talking about. I've learned not to say their numbers on here because we get picked on by the censors and everything. But
okay.
They're targeting, and the people they read off were the obvious ones, Donald Trump and his entire family. Every one of them named by the cabal as we are going to target them. We're going to...
Dan Bongino released a hit list that the cabal is going after.
Harass them. It's called bumping. Bump them, which means you go up to them and you literally get in their face and you bring as much harassment and trouble to their lives as you possibly can. And Donald Trump, his entire family were listed on that. Alex Jones was listed on there. General Michael Flynn. I'm going from memory. Anybody and everybody who worked for Trump and his organization were pretty much listed. His lawyers. General Flynn, obviously, and Roger Stone was listed as people that they are going after.
Oh my goodness, Roger Stone too.
It's not going to stop there. It's going to continue with us. I'm finding myself already being told by people, you better stop. I've had some people already tell me, you need to stop. And I went, not going to do it. I'm not stopping. Kathy says the illegals look showered. They look fresh and nice. They do. And you know what they do? The ones that come across the river, they get across the river and they strip down and they take off the wet clothes and put on dry clothes and they leave the wet clothes right there.
I think the White House said the other day that but they're considering an executive order to restrict the ability to seek asylum if you cross illegally. Right? They want people to cross legally as well. So basically what would happen is if you cross illegally and then say asylum, not only will you not get asylum, even if you qualify, but you'll be barred from seeking it, being an asylum seeker for a year, I think is what they're doing. They just released a statement about it from the White House.
And the others that are coming across without having to get wet are coming across with new clothes, new shoes. They do not look like refugees at all. They look like an invading army. To me, that's what I believe it is. I believe that Joe Biden, because he's on the take by China and everywhere else, that they've told him, you're going to let our people come in, you're not going to stop them. These people are a Trojan horse without the Trojan horse. They're just walking in. And they're going to wait for a phone call or a...
Here's the order. Here's an article from them both going to the border. Let's see what this says. Takeaway from Biden and Trump's dueling visits to the border. President Joe Biden and his political opponent Donald Trump both agree the situation along the U.S.-Mexico border needs to change. But their extraordinary dual visits to Texas showed that the likely 2024 general election rivals could not be further apart on how to obtain this goal. In a rare overture for what otherwise promises to be a highly toxic and politically charged campaign, Biden extended an olive branch to Trump during his remarks in Brownsville, entreating the former president to join his efforts to get Congress to reconsider a bipartisan border agreement. Now, Trump doesn't want anything done to the border right now. He wants it to remain, he wants it to look as shitty as possible and remain as shitty as possible until he gets in office so he can come in and say, I saved it. So he's actively, this has been reported, he's calling Republicans in Congress to tell them not to take action on the border till he gets there. He wants it to make Joe Biden look bad. Now, Joe Biden would rather get it fixed now because that makes Joe Biden look better. Plus, it should be fixed now. To join his efforts to get Congress to reconsider a bipartisan border agreement, one that Trump effectively scuttled by signaling to congressional Republicans that he was opposed to it. Join me or I'll join you in telling Congress to pass the bipartisan border security bill, Biden said, addressing Trump directly. We can do this together. A truce seems unlikely. Just moments before speaking in Eagle Pass, Trump blamed Biden directly for recent crimes that migrants were accused of committing across the country, using visceral language to describe the recent killing of a Georgia nursing student allegedly at the hands of an undocumented Venezuelan migrant. The United States is being overrun by the Biden migrant crime, Trump said in Eagle Pass, adding that Biden has, quote, the blood of countless innocent victims on his hands. Now, if Trump honestly thought this and honestly gave a fuck about it, he would be like, yeah, let's do everything we can to fix it. He could still put his name on it. He could still say, I called Chuck Schumer, or I called Mitch McConnell, or I called whoever and told them to do it. He could still stick his name to it, but he doesn't want it until after the election. It was an example of Trump's crystal clear fear-mongering messaging on the issues that has been the hallmark of his political career. Biden, meanwhile, simultaneously blamed Trump for failure to get the bill done while also trying to convince the former president to work with him, highlighting the difficulty for Biden in talking about the issue that he only recently has decided to embrace, given that it appears set to be one of the key factors in the election. Following the failure earlier this month of the bipartisan border bill, Biden vowed to make his case for reform directly to the American people, effectively punting what has been his most vexing domestic challenge to Trump. The failure of the bill allowed Biden the opportunity to say that a deal had been brokered on immigration, and it was Trump who ended hopes of an agreement. Biden's remarks on Thursday were more tenuous than his more forceful attempts to shift the blame for the the border situation earlier this month, attempting to uphold the veneer of bipartisan cooperation. The majority of Democrats and Republicans in both houses supported this legislation until somebody came along and said, don't do it. It'll benefit the incumbent, Biden said on Thursday in reference to Trump. That's a hell of a way to do business in America for such a serious problem, he added. We need to act. Biden implored Republicans to show a little spine. Let's remember who we work for God's sakes, he said. We work for American people. Addressing Trump, Biden said, so instead of playing politics with the issue, why don't we just get together and get it done? It's an unlikely prospect. CNN has reported that Trump has lobbied Republicans both in private conversations and in public statements on social media to oppose the border compromise being delicately hashed out in the Senate, according to GOP sources familiar with the conversations, in part because he wants to campaign on the issue this November and doesn't want Biden to score a victory in an area where he is politically vulnerable. The political bickering has had significant international reverberations. Leading House Republicans demanded that any further security funding for Ukraine's fight against Russia be tied to significant immigration-related concessions from the Biden administration. The deal's collapse not only dashed any hope of progress on the border, but also effectively torpedoed vital U.S. assistance to Ukraine, which has experienced significant recent battlefield losses in the absence of further U.S.-funded ammunition. After touring the border along Eagle Pass with Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Trump laid the blame of recent noteworthy crimes allegedly committed by migrants across the country directly at Biden's feet, including the killing of Laken Hope Riley in Georgia, whom Trump said was barbarically attacked, almost unrecognizable. Riley, who Trump repeatedly called beautiful, was brutally assaulted, terrifically beaten, kidnapped, savagely murdered, Trump said. The monster charged in the death is an illegal alien migrant who was led into our country and released into our communities by crooked Joe Biden, Trump said. The suspect in her killing is Jose Antonio Ibarra, 26, has since been charged with a felony murder, false imprisonment, and kidnapping and concealing the death of another, jail records show. Investigators said there is no evidence Ibarra, an undocumented Venezuelan migrant who federal authorities say entered the country illegally, knew Riley at all. Research has shown there is no correlation between immigrants and crime. Immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than citizens. He stoked further fear about migrants entering the United States. We have languages coming into our country. We have nobody that even speaks those languages, Trump said. They are truly foreign languages. Nobody speaks them. Trump repeated exaggerations he made about the amount of border wall erected during his administration. He claimed Thursday that 571 miles of border wall was built during his presidency, when it's really less than 500. Although Biden is ratcheting up his attacks on Trump, CNN recently reported that he is considering exercising his executive authority in ways reminiscent of Trump's tenure in office. Biden is reportedly considering an executive action that would restrict migrants' ability to seek asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border if they crossed illegally. The plan, if enacted, is sure to invite fierce criticism from immigration activists and progressives, including people who have already soured on Biden due to his handling of the war in Gaza. Biden's apparent openness to consider that move signifies his awareness that immigration is turning into a poisonous issue that can harm him in the general election. Biden previously signaled openness to Republican-favored concessions in order to get the border bill passed. He had suggested he would shut down the border if the then proposed legislation were signed into law. No final decision about the executive action has been made, but Biden did not announce any action during his border stop. In the backdrop of Trump and Biden's visit to Texas was tense standoff between the state and federal governments on how to handle migrant crossings. Abbott, the Texas governor, has made himself a key player in bringing the border crisis to the rest of the country by busing migrants to Democrat-run cities around the nation. He has also taken steps to usurp the federal government authority over immigration enforcement, signing a bill into law that would give state law enforcement the authority to detain migrants. Just hours before Biden and Trump's remarks, a federal judge in Austin blocked that law, which would have gone into effect Tuesday without the court's intervention. Abbott vowed to appeal that decision. Quote, the president of the United States has constitutional duty to enforce federal laws protecting states, including laws already on the books that mandate the detention of illegal immigrants, Abbott said in a statement. Abbott has said his recent efforts were in direct response to what he described as Biden's failure to address immigration enforcement. So it sounds like both sides want to work on it. If we're talking about in the political realm, Trump knows it's good for him for the border to keep looking bad. Biden knows it's good for him if he can do something at the border, at least sort of good for him. It would help him with more moderate people, but more progressive people wouldn't like him because of it. Trump's actively trying to, if Trump really believed that we're all at risk and there's fucking soldiers coming in, they're going to fucking kill us all and nobody knows who they are, why doesn't he say, look, I'm going to broker the deal. Even though I'm not president right now, I'm going to call my Republican colleagues and tell them that they need to vote on this right now. It's that important.
A text or some event that's scheduled. Listen, you're going to know. You're going to know when it happens, because as soon as this particular event happens, you're going to see these people that are on our streets, and some of them are already doing it. They're attacking cops. They're attacking people. They killed a girl in Georgia. When I'm walking around outside.
My biggest pet peeve about Republicans is every time we're talking about sending money anywhere, they say, we have homeless veterans. I'm a veteran. Hell, I've been homeless. They'll say, but we have homeless veterans. But then the next time a homeless veteran bill comes up, or just the fucking bill about burning shit over in Iraq and people dying of fucking lung cancer, they all fucking get together and vote against it. Like, you can't use homeless veterans as your fucking, why we can't send money there. We got homeless veterans every time. And then every time a fucking veteran bill comes up, be like, that's too expensive. I don't know about that. People will probably abuse it. Yeah, we're really abusing the policy trying to get rid of our lung cancer.
Even in front of apartment buildings or anywhere where I see strangers coming my direction, I set myself to be on guard. And when I say I set myself, I mean, I'm not going to, I put my phone in my pocket. I don't have it out in my hand. I'm not staring down at it. I wait till I get in my car to use my phone. I don't walk around like this staring at my phone. There's a lot of people doing it. Folks, you're going to start seeing.
Get off your phone, Bart.
These people are
lost.
Get off your phone. They're not here because they want to be Americans. They're here because they want to take over America. And so I've warned everybody to be very careful when you're out in public. And I am. I'm very cautious about it. Some places are better than others, but here in Las Vegas, you're in crowds all the time. And, I try not to go down to the strip unless I'm working. And when I am working, I try to get out of the crowds and get right to where my job is and concentrate on that. And then as I'm leaving,
we should get Bart a job at the Bunny Ranch.
I'm not lollygagging around. I'm not looking at the sights. I'm not looking at pretty girls. I'm looking at the threats. I'm thinking threats.
I'm looking at the threats all the time. I'm like Jason Bourne over here. I'm looking at the threats. Where's the threats at? Where are they at? Got all this PTSD from missing the wrong note during my Air Force choir performance.
Threat. Until I get to my car and get the heck out of there. It's
threat.
It's the only way that we're going to survive this. We have to be diligent about protecting ourselves, because it's going to get worse and worse. I apologize. But this is what they're going to do, and I told you.
Get rid of this cough.
I'm starting to be concerned as to whether or not there's going to be an election, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I want to stay with my notes, so not jump around too much. But I mentioned.
Stop telling people there's not going to be a fucking election. There's going to be an election. So stupid. There's still a guy that I guess to this day still thinks we're not going to use machines in this election.
Somebody started hassling us on.
He wouldn't bet me. He lied. So the guy that wanted to bet me, I said, give me, if you're so sure. He says that he has a family member that is a lawyer for Dominion, and Dominion knows they're done. They're about to be exposed by Mike Lindell and Patrick Byrne, and they're all going to be exposed, and there's no election machines going to be used in this election. He knows it 100% for a fact. And I said, since you got insider knowledge, give me 10-to-1 odds. Give me 10-to-1 odds, and we'll bet whatever amount. Then he wanted some stipulation that if I crowdfunded the amount, that something else happened, whatever. It doesn't matter. I would just pay the amount, right? On 10-to-1 odds, that there'll be no election machines used in the general election. So I finally called him out on it. I'm like, where the fuck is it? Stop being a bitch. You said you wanted to bet. You said you wanted to bet. You said you wanted to bet. Then he claims that his lawyer came to my house and I wouldn't answer the door. You know how lawyers show up to serve people with paperwork? And then I said, well, just tell me my address then. Where'd your lawyer go to? And then he fucking ignored the question, and I shut down the chat and said, you got 30 seconds to tell me my address. You got 30 fucking seconds to tell me my address or you're banned. And of course he didn't.
And some of my supporters stood up for me. Thank you for doing that. And I can't understand why there's people out there that even would bother to criticize a post about how prayer worked. Unbelievable. But it's people are just hateful. And we're here praying every night. We're here giving God credit for the good things that happen and not blaming God for the bad things that have happened to me. I know the mistakes I made. I know that I trusted some people that I shouldn't have. I know that I overextended myself thinking it was going to get fixed, and it cost me.
Again, it's not his fault. He trusted people he shouldn't have. Someone kept telling him, oh, don't pay your rent. Just keep spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a podcast studio. Don't pay your rent. I'm sending you a check. Don't worry. I'm sending you a check. And he didn't pay his rent for 5.5 months and got evicted. But it's not his fault. He trusted somebody he shouldn't have. Someone else put him in that situation. Why wouldn't he just pay his fucking rent first? His rent can't be that expensive, and then spend the rest of it on the studio.
Me dearly, and I lost everything. I mean, my property, some of it is still has been moved to storage, but I mean, I lost my house. You know, it's a tough thing to do at 65 years old. It's hard, and then to be ignored by some people that you thought really cared about you, completely ignored.
Completely ignored. I thought they cared about me, and they completely ignored me after I bummed money off of them. Then they were like, "Oh my God, I don't have any more money. Stop contacting me."
It's even harder to deal with that. And I thank God every day for you guys that come on here all the time and show that you love with me, not just financially, but you support me emotionally. I see it all the time. You send me well wishes. Folks, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am to you for that. I don't know that I would be able to keep moving forward with a positive attitude if it weren't for the fact that you guys...
if it wasn't for you guys coming in here and literally paying all my bills while I refused to move to a cheaper area or get a job to support myself, I don't know what I'd do.
Or staying strong with me. You're encouraging me, and you tell me you want to hear from me, and I thank you for that. I thank you for that, and I give God credit for it because He's moved your hearts, and He's allowed me to not be alone. I'm not alone. My dear friend that is not doing well right now, it calls me every day to make sure that at least, you know...
He's a stagehand at production. I thought he was actually playing an instrument, but Julie said he's a stagehand at a production. So he's setting up and tearing shit down. I know one day they said, "Bert, we're just going to let you get some hours in, so just come move some chairs around," or something. That's what he claimed.
He wants me to know that, you know, you're not by yourself. You're not alone. It's not just you and the cat. And there's a few of you that have my phone number that do the same thing. You text me and you call me, and it's just I'm just so grateful for that. I want you to know that. I want everybody to know that. Hunter Biden testified today, and he went in there. Patsy said, "God is so good." Well, he is, and he's inspiring people to be good, and that's you guys. And I'm just I'm blessed by all of you.
Blessed by you.
Hilda says that you guys
escrow.
My life. Bless you.
Get it.
Hilda, I can't say enough about you.
Oh, I didn't show you the other thing when Facebook starts getting rowdy. I got another animation when Facebook starts getting rowdy. I'm thinking about giving you guys control of this, but I need to figure out how many bits or what donation. I might do it through like Dono Clip or something. But I got this one. You ready, chat? Put one in the chat if you're ready. That's what we'll do. We get some of these comments up. Put one in the chat if you're ready to see my brand new animation. A brand new animation just for the grannies out there. Granny time over on Facebook. One person said one time, "I used to like Will, but clearly he hates the elderly." I'm not gonna sit over there and be abused because I'm old. Well, I'm sorry. Get younger, dumb old bitch. That's a joke. Clearly, I'm old. Here you go. When the grannies start getting rowdy, Dr. J will appreciate this. Get it, Granny. Get it, Granny.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Sick and tired of your shit, Bert.
You guys are just amazing. And I'm getting a little bit... Oh, man. My little buddy sitting over there looking at me. He goes, "I got you, Daddy. Don't worry about it. I got you."
His cat looks over at him and says, "I got you, Daddy." If my cat looked at me, if my pet, any pet, a gerbil, a dog, a cat, goldfish, looked at me and I thought it was trying to tell me, "I got you, Daddy," we would be a family without a pet. There would be no more pets. That'd be all the experiment with pets we ever had.
You guys are blessed to be in my life. Well, bless you for that. I mean, Hilda, I can't say enough about you and your husband. You guys are just amazing. And I'm getting a little bit... Oh, man. My little buddy sitting over there looking at me. He goes, "I got you, Daddy. Don't worry about it. I got you."
I got you, Daddy. Don't worry about it, Daddy. I got you, Daddy. Oh, yeah. My voice is fucking shit right now.
That cat has such a calming effect on me. I sleep better when I know he's laying at my feet. When he gets up out of the bed, I worry about him. I get up, "Hey, are you okay down there?" But Hunter Biden testified today for several hours, and all reports are that he blamed everything that he was accused of on being an addict. My father had nothing to do with anything that's going on financially. That's all stuff I did myself. My father had nothing to do with it. And, well, what about the money, and what about the phone call that you made to your father? Well, I was high.
Listen. I know people hate Joe Biden. I know people hate Hunter Biden. Have you never known a crackhead with a family member that's like in a position of power? I used to buy drugs off a guy who his dad was a cop. Okay? He was a crackhead, and he would say shit like this all the time. Like, oh, yeah, if somebody fucks with me, my dad will fuck with them. Oh, yeah, I got they're not going to investigate me. I got protection, right? You know my dad, right? Of course, Hunter Biden is going to, when he's a fucking crackhead, is going to play his dad card every goddamn time.
I was high, so I was drunk dialing China, talking to a Chinese leader and threatening them with the wrath of my father, the president, or at the time of the vice president.
He's a piece of shit. He deserves to fucking be charged for the guns, for the drugs, for the fucking tax violations, the weapons violations, whatever. All that shit. But every crackhead I've ever known that their parents were somebody either wealthy or powerful or whatever, they always appeal to those people. Always. They're crackheads.
But, I was high. So, not my fault. Because we all know that, when you get high or you're drunk, it's a disease. And
it is his fault. You can't say it's... He didn't say it wasn't his fault. He's saying, like, just because I told this guy, hey, if you don't give me money, my dad will hear about this, doesn't mean my dad was actually in on it. That's the evidence we need to see. We need to see Joe texting him saying, hey, did you tell Xi Jinping if he doesn't send you the money that I'm going to fucking crack some skulls? That's what we need to see.
it's a disease that we're supposed to...
Show it to me and we'll fucking go get him.
For me, he's a criminal. I mean, they're selling American secrets. They're giving the power over to foreign leaders to affect the lives of American citizens, and that's treason.
There you go, because that's what was proved.
Another report today,
proven today.
was with Dan Bongino.
Got it.
Talking about the 30 or so people that he has a list of. He also is in a kind of a spat with Alex Jones. Alex claims that Bongino is believing lies that are being spread about him. And boy, do I know that feeling. Boy, do I know the feeling when people... There's Jenny Rogers. She says hello. Hi, Jenny. But Alex showed the clips where someone told Dan Bongino that Alex Jones is quoting Bongino, and Bongino is giving Alex all this info. And so Bongino is upset now with Jones. And Jones says, I didn't quote you. I didn't get the info from you. You're not the only Secret Service man I know. You're not the only guy I know that was in Secret Service. Because people are making this up to drive a wedge between two patriots. Where have we seen that before?
People are making stuff up to drive a wedge between two patriots. Alex Jones versus Dan Bongino. It's just a wedge they're driving. Just a wedge. Secret Service. Source. So apparently Alex Jones is saying that he heard somebody from a he heard something from a Secret Service agent. Dan Bongino thinks Alex Jones is talking about him and saying, I didn't tell you this. And Alex Jones is saying, well, I know other ones besides you. I was trying to see if anybody had done a video or something on it, or even a post. I don't see anything. Oh, here's that tip in the list here. Hold on. Damn it, where'd it just go? Somebody explain what's going on. Green light beams. Hold on. Dan Bongino. That he talked about earlier. Former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino received a tip. This is what I'm looking for. Why won't it not open the post instead of the page? Former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino received a tip from high-placed source showing a list of high-profile individuals close to then-presidential candidate Donald Trump's orbit were subject to illegal surveillance by the CIA, FBI, and under Barack Obama. In addition to Trump's family, members like Melania, Ivanka, and Donald Trump Jr. and other individuals included in the surveillance dragnet were Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, and Alex Jones. Caught that shit. All I want to do is sleep. We'll catch the replay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've had the flu. I was in bed literally for 4 days. Didn't get out of fucking bed. Let's see what this clip is.
There's a big awakening happening, but people aren't getting how bad it is.
I know you just hear it, don't see it.
Bongino getting into some of the document, and then he goes into other parts, the full thing. He said he's going to release more of it. We're trying to get him on the show. He sure as hell should come on. He's got these documents. But they talk about bumping me, bumping Trump.
Thanks for the donation.
Roger. Bumping means from literally bumping somebody with your shoulder to killing somebody. But the term is used in law enforcement when mafia basically starts intimidating or harassing people up to the point of killing. It means terrorizing people. Here it is.
Folks, I've never shown you this before. And I debated showing it to you now. My list is more than 26 names. I'm obviously not going to tell you who I got this from, but the list of people to bump and target with, Russian interaction and spying, put it on the screen. I've never shown you this before. This is from my source. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Ben Carson. Some of the names are not spelled right. It's for a reason I can't describe.
Some of the names, this is just like Phil, right? When he was doing his gematria. Some of the names are not spelled right for a reason I can't describe right now. He can't describe the reason that these names are not spelled right. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Benjamin Carson, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka Trump, Laura Trump, Melania Trump, Jared Kushner, Jason Miller, David Bosey, Samuel Clovis, Paul Manafort, Jason Johnson, Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, Alice Stewart, Victoria Coates, Christopher Bourne, Jason Osborne. Good thing it wasn't Jason Bourne. That'd have been bad. Christopher Christie, Donald McGann, Michael Cohen, Michael Flynn, Alexander Jones, Jefferson Sessions. They're being very particular here. Jefferson Sessions, Rudolph Giuliani, and Roger Stone.
I'll maybe go into it at a different time. Right, it's for a reason I can't describe. This is from my source. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Ben Carson. Some of the names are not spelled right.
It's from his source, guys. From his source.
Maybe go into it at a different time. Don Trump Jr., Eric, Ivanka, Lara Trump, Melania, Jared Kushner, Jason Miller, Dave Bossie, Sam Clovis, Paul Manafort, Jason Johnson, Carter Page, Papadopoulos, Alice Stewart, Victoria Coates, Christopher Bourne, Jason Osborne, Chris Christie, Don McGann, Michael Cohen, spell wrong, Michael Flynn, Alexander Jones, Jeff Sessions, Rudy Giuliani, Roger Stone.
You think you're living in a safe country when that's going on? It's the same reason.
Wait, is there any proof that any of this is actually valid? You think I feel safe in this country I'm living in because someone said my name was on a list? Yeah, fucking people have swatted me and doxed me and fucking made threats against me too. It's part of being on the internet, one. Especially if you're going to make a fucking show about it. You tell me you never had a death threat before, Alex Jones? There's nothing to validate this.
Leaving New York because now they're going to grab everybody's property. These people are 100% evil.
Are you inferring that Bongino is making this up? I'm inferring that there's no evidence either way. There's no evidence whether it's real or not. Zero evidence. He's just like, folks, somebody gave me a list. I'm not going to tell you who, and all the names are misspelled, but I can't tell you why.
The same reason everybody's leaving New York because now they're going to.
What if I just wrote down a list of people that I thought were close to Trump, and then I brought it on my broadcast and said, folks, I was a contractor. I was close with a bunch of SF guys. I did some pretty dirty fucking deeds all over Africa when I was in, and one of my contacts gave me this list of people that are going to be bumped. And I hate to share this with you. There's literally no evidence either way.
Grab everybody's property. These people are 100% evil.
So that's what they're talking about with the list. And the Secret Service agent, I guess, Dan Bongino in the list.
Guys, how many of the podcasters have stopped talking to me without hearing my side of it, without calling me and hearing my side of whatever situation it is?
He's so angry that Brad Barton, the only podcaster he ever talked to was Brad Barton. So when he says podcasters stop talking to me, he means Brad Barton. That's it.
What they did. This is what the left does. Julie says I'm late. Yep, sorry that you are late. I started late myself. We've only been here 43 minutes. But anyway, Alex is trying to offer his hand to Bongino. It will be interesting to see.
I don't know if you know this, but I mean, like, you can get mad that I don't believe Dan Bongino, but Bongino does propaganda just like everybody else on their side. He does right-wing propaganda just like people on the left do left-wing propaganda.
If he and Bongino are able to work out their differences, because I do believe that we need those two guys working.
A track record of what? Show a list of names? Unless I've missed something, and he previously brought forth a list of names prior to these people being assassinated, and then it comes out that he was accurate with those lists, I don't know how he could possibly have a track record of it.
On the same team, not against each other. But that's what the left does. They
yeah, Bongino peddles and cue bullshit.
On this show that are trying to say, sending you guys private messages and trying to get you to not listen to me and all this stuff. This is a tactic. These people are not patriots. They're not coming on here to do anything other than to stop us from being effective. And we have to be very vigilant now because we're in the final stretch of getting Donald Trump back in office. The way that I said he would get back in office, which was to be reelected, not put in by white hats on white horses with white shoes. Alex Soros, the son of George Soros, announced that he vows to eliminate all the Trump supporters.
One of his sources, Dan Bongino admitted one of his sources was a fucking QAnon influencer one time. When he was covering the East Palestine train derailment, East Palestine, Ohio, he used Kanoka or somebody like that, Kanikoa. I don't know what the guy's name is. It starts with a K, who is like a well-known fucking QAnon peddler, and said that he had learned a lot of information from watching his videos and thanked him for his videos he had put together. And then the guy comes back and thanks Dan Bongino for promoting him. And he's like a well-known QAnon guy.
From the face of the earth. You heard me right. This is George Soros' son, who has his father's funding. We are going to eliminate, not quiet, not shut up, not stop them, eliminate. So they're after us. So now, you remember how it used to be years ago? People never talked about politics. If somebody asked you who you're going to vote for, it was none of your business. I don't talk about politics with other people. You know that? Remember those days? I remember my dad doing that.
And now you got a whole political show here.
And my dad was actually pretty vocal, but there's a couple times my dad voted in a different direction than I did. But there was a time when people said, how much I earn is none of your business. Who I vote for is none of your business. Remember how it used to be what happens in the bedroom is none of your business? All that's gone by the wayside now. But we may end up in a situation where Trump supporters are going to have to go underground.
Wayne Newton. He looks more like Wayne Newton than Elvis. That is true. I bet you he dies on the shitter, though.
There's no way that's going to
happen. And it won't be his. It'll be in an extended stay America.
For me, I can't now at this point. I mean, look, I still want to get my song "Raise Up Old Glory" to Donald Trump. Well, I tell you right now, that would be life changing, and I think it would help him to get elected. I think that if the song.
There you go. If I could get my 35-year-old song in front of an 80-year-old presidential fucking ear, if I. Yeah, the great. If I could get my song in front of if I get my 35-year-old song in front of a 79-year-old presidential candidate, that would change my life forever. And I think it would help him get elected. Makes sense to me, guys. I don't know why y'all are being so negative about it. Makes perfect sense to me. Easy there, Bert. Easy, Bert. Come on now. It's too far.
Moves people. My eyes are giving me a fit tonight. If the song moves people, then I volunteer it. Mr. President, it's yours. Use it.
The only person that song moved is you after you had hopes that it was going to make you a fucking millionaire after it being 35 years old, and it moved you right the fuck out of the house you didn't pay for. That's what it moved, was your big ass out of a house you didn't pay rent for 5.5 months in.
Use it. I'll come and sing it live for you anytime you want me to. So we have to watch out for what this George Soros is up to, because he says he's going to eliminate us. He's going to eliminate us. Okay. Alex Jones again in the news. His X account has been targeted, kind of the same way this show is being targeted, only on a much larger scale, because now they're putting warning signs on his shows when they're posted up on, because he shares his show to X, and now they put a warning sign. This could be sensitive information, and he sent a request to Elon Musk to make that stop. And so the media try to start a war between Elon Musk and and Alex Jones went right on Musk's page and said, listen, I'm not accusing you. You yourself said that you inherited an illegal operation when you took that over. You said that yourself. And all
okay.
I don't think you did it. Somebody that works for you did it. And I'm just asking you to look into it. That's going to be an interesting story. That's going to be interesting to see, because Elon Musk went and checked and said that the article was fake news. That the article that said Jones criticized Elon Musk for doing that, and Musk was like a little perturbed. You criticizing me? And he said, I didn't criticize you. Go look at the article. If the article's a lie. And Elon Musk posted, this article is fake news. So there you go. It's all it takes, folks. That's all it takes. When people are trying to start stuff between two people.
That's the Patriot wedge. That's the Patriot wedge.
That are in my life right now that won't speak to me. So they only have the opinion that they have based on what someone else has told you. I've posted before, and it's not just about me, it's about the whole movement. Don't believe what somebody else tells you. The person that's telling you that is very likely the problem. And they're just stirring up the you-know-what. The other side distributes plants through the Patriot podcast and are upping the frequency. Carol has said that you're saying you're putting hands in these shows to illegal operation. She's right. That is what's happening. It's happening all over, not just me. It's happening to the big guys. You know, don't get any bigger than Alex Jones and Elon Musk. So that's what happened. I thought I would report it for somebody that wants to keep an eye. And just Ukraine it's being reported widely now that Ukraine has lost this war, and they're just keeping it.
Okay, widely reported that Ukraine has lost the war.
Samantha Knox says there's always two sides to the story. It is, and if you don't get both sides, you're going to make an inaccurate decision about your opinion of whatever that story is. I highly recommend giving the opposite side a fair chance to tell their side of it. And I know when I was a kid, I had a lot of trouble because I moved so much. I went to 24 schools by the 10th grade, and I was constantly in fights. I was in trouble all the time. I don't think in those 24 schools, I don't think there's a single one where I didn't end up in the principal's office on a regular basis, for sure. Patty says, why do you think there might not? I don't say there won't be. I say that they're trying to make it where there won't be an election. And I'm going to cover that right now. Ukraine has lost this war. The powers that be know this, but they're keeping the war alive to continue.
So Biden and Ukraine lost the war?
To launder the money. They give the money to Ukraine, Ukraine gives it back to them. And so they justify it. They say the tax dollars are going to Ukraine to help with the war. But Ukraine's turning around and giving it to the people that gave it to them. Not back to the American people taxpayers, but to the government officials that are laundering the money back to themselves. And back to.
This is dumb. Stop saying this. When we approve through Congress a bill to give $1 billion, let's say we give $1 billion to Ukraine, we don't give them in aid. It always says in aid. We're not giving them cash. Stop fucking saying this. What we're giving them is fucking missiles and tanks and air defense systems and rocket launchers and ammunition and weapon systems and platforms. No one's handing them a fucking $1 billion and saying, okay, now give it back to me next week. It's always an aid. Read the bills. They're getting military aid. They're getting food in the form of aid. They're getting ammunition as aid. Stop saying this over and over again.
To their party. France's President Macron.
It actually makes U.S. fucking jobs, because if you don't know, the fucking tanks and the ammunition and the weapon systems and the platforms and all that shit is made in plants here in the U.S. We give them old stock and produce new stock for ourselves to replace it.
Told his country to prepare for full-on war with Russia. That he said that NATO will go into Russia and defend Ukraine. Now, Russia has said if NATO gets involved, nukes are coming. So, to me, this is the vehicle that they've started the engine on it now. They're warming it up, and they're going to take it for a lap around the neighborhood if they can't get Trump out with these legal issues. This is going to be the way they're going to do it. They're going to say, well, look at Trump's getting twice as many votes as anybody ever has on a regular basis. So we obviously are not going to be able to defeat him at the ballot box. So if we can...
It's very rare. The lowest category that we ever send is financial aid. And even that financial aid is not sent in U.S. dollars. It's got to be sent in some type of local currency and exchanged. It's usually food and ammunition and supplies. And if you're wondering how $1 billion adds up so quick, have you ever looked at price tags of fucking military equipment? It's insane.
Can't defeat him at the ballot box, then we have to make sure there's no election. How do they do that? The War Powers Act. Simple as that. All Biden's got to do is get us into a World War III and say, we can't have an election right now. That's what Ukraine did to its people. He's president for life right now. They've suspended their elections. Ukraine is the most corrupt place that you can imagine going to. I've been there. I have an ex-girlfriend that lived there. I hope she's okay. I've lost track of her because a long time ago, not a long time, well, it's a few years ago.
He had a girlfriend there, too. He's got all these pen pals and all these people he scammed.
10, 15 years ago, I switched over to the bertlynch.com website, and I quit paying my old website company because I paid them $20 a month for 10 years. And my website designer said, don't do that. Stop doing that. I said, well, I hate to lose that old email. Well, you send out an email to, well, I've lost track of that's the only way we communicate because she's in Ukraine and I was here. And we stopped dating, but I still care about the person. And I certainly hope her and her daughter and her family are okay. But I know firsthand from her and her family about how corrupt Ukraine was. Even back then, I knew this. So I think that, Macron telling his country to prepare for war with Russia is a shot across the bow. At us.
Even when we send financial aid in the form of grants or loans for weapons and equipment, that is almost always to fulfill a contract. Let's say that Australia makes something that Ukraine wants, can't afford, and we want to get it for them. We don't just send money and say, okay, I hope you spend that in Australia. It's always to fulfill a contract in Ukraine's name. So the purchase order will be to Ukraine, the shipment address will be to Ukraine, and the United States will send the money directly to Australia.
Because, it's just, look, when the news gets a hold of that, and the news starts talking about we're moving in, and NATO's going in to secure Russia. Listen, Russia wants its land back, okay? Russia wants its land back. This is a civil war.
It's not Russia's fucking land, and it hasn't been.
We have no business in this war. This is something between warring countries that are fighting over territory. When Putin wants to put the Soviet Union back together, he wants the land that was the Soviet Union.
Who cares? He can't just say, I want the Soviet Union, so fuck everybody's sovereign nations. I'm going to do what I want.
This is for the people of Russia and the people of Ukraine to figure out through elections and through courts and whatever they want to do. This is not a war we have any business of being in. Like, it's another Vietnam. This will go on forever and ever. But this time the Democrats will use this as they could possibly use this. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen. I still do believe that I'm going 100% forward with the idea that there's going to be an election and that we are going to vote for Donald Trump and put him back in office. But there's going to be attempts by the left and by the adversarial countries. To turn this into a civil war, and they're going to say, oh, it's just a coincidence that we're in a war and we can't have an election. It has nothing to do with the fact that we couldn't win it. We just, we were going to win anyway. And that's what they'll say. The American people do not want Biden in. He says.
By the way, do not piss off Australians. You guys know Shane Gillis made a joke about Australia, like, not doing anything. He's like, Australia is probably my second favorite country besides the U.S. Just a country full of people not doing shit. Zero exports. And the Australians like flipped out on him, tried to cancel him.
His poll ratings are so low. And also, Mitch McConnell today announced he's done. He's leaving in November. He's not going to be running anything anymore. He says it's time for new blood. It's new people to come in. So Mitch McConnell, sayonara, brother. I'm glad you're finally getting out of this because you've been messing things up enough. Mitch McConnell was responsible for the fact that Donald Trump was able to get Supreme Court nominees across the line. So thank you for that. But look at how corrupt they have turned out to be. It looks to me like they're compromised.
So here's how we judge how someone is corrupt. We love them and endorse them as long as Trump loves them and endorses them. But if they don't bend the knee and kiss the ring every time Trump comes calling, they're corrupt. How the fuck is the Supreme Court nominees corrupt now? Because they're not sucking Donald Trump's dick. They don't rule with him every time he fucking speaks. Aren't we supposed to want those, impartial judges? The fuck is wrong with these people? Now look how corrupt the Supreme Court is. It's just so corrupt. We've never had a more conservative majority in the Supreme Court. And they're like, look how corrupt it is, guys. It's awful.
His poll ratings are so low. And also, Mitch McConnell today announced he's done. He's leaving in November. He's not going to be running anything anymore. He says it's time for new blood. It's new people to come in. So Mitch McConnell, sayonara, brother.
I hate. Again, I don't care who you vote for, but I think that you should have the information. And I hate how Republicans have become the party of, do they side 100% with Donald Trump? Yeah, then I support them. No, rhinos, they're corrupt. Time to get them out of there. They don't 100% support everything Donald Trump says. Out of there. I'm done. Let's give them a silly nickname. Like, I fucking hate this shit. It's getting old.
I'm glad you're finally getting out of this because you've been messing things up enough. Mitch McConnell was responsible for the fact that Donald Trump.
No one should watch Bart for news. That's very good. There, Lisa Cooper, you're right.
To get Supreme Court nominees across the line. So thank you for that. But look at how corrupt they have turned out to be. It looks to me like they're compromised. So I'm concerned about our Supreme Court.
It looks to Bart like the Supreme Court of the United States is compromised. Looks to him like that.
Right now, I think that they are compromised in the same way that Donald Trump said with the immunity. If the president doesn't have immunity from prosecution after he gets out of his office, he can be blackmailed. Well, I think you can be blackmailed if you ended up at on the Lolita Express. If you went over to Epstein's Island, you're getting blackmailed. And there's a lot of reports out there that there's a couple of Supreme Court justices that went there. So again, this corruption is running rampant. It's just a mess.
Is Epstein Island still open? Like, not for kids or whatever, but like, does somebody own it? Can you go to it or whatever? Or is it still like part of an investigation and shut down? Or Does anybody know? I probably shouldn't have said like not for kids, but that's not what I meant. I meant like could people just go there? I know a couple guys snuck onto it and flew a drone over to it and shit.
We talked about the U.S. being invaded by these, what I believe are military-age men that are just sleeper cells. That's what they are. I think they're here already. So we ought to be very careful of that. I want to thank everybody tonight.
It's a Six Flags now. It's an island hopping daycare now.
I told you I had to keep it short tonight because we have some issues I got to deal with at work. So I'm going to have to get out of here. So I appreciate all of you so much. If you went over to Zelly, or if you're going over to if you're going over to Zelly.
Go to my Zelly. You can find it in my Grindr. It's the second link on my Grindr. The first link on my Grindr is something else, okay, and a little bit of a spicy something else, if you know what I mean. If you click that very first link, you'll end up here, and if you click that second link, you'll end up on my Zelly. This would be the first link, but that second link on my Grindr account is my Zelly. If you need to Zelly me some money, just go to your Grindr app and type in Bert Big Dick Lynch, and you'll see that I'm looking for a bear to come hang out with me and my cat. Man and cat seeking another man, I think is the way it was described. But this is the first link on my Grindr. The second link is my Zelly.
Tonight, I really appreciate it. I certainly could use some support. If you want to consider it a tip for the music, I'll play some extra songs for you tomorrow night, I promise. So let's go ahead and let's do Raise Up Old Glory. And I appreciate you guys.
Oh my goodness.
There'll be more music tomorrow night.
Let's lip sync this song that's 35 years old, and for some reason I don't have the backing track for it, so I can just sing it. Let's lip sync this right quick.
I'm just going to waiting for this slow computer.
What do you guys want to stop? Is there something you guys want to stop? Or you wanted to keep going?
I was able to get this out of my office when I moved everything into storage.
Is there something you wanted to stop, or?
One thing I'm gonna try here. Let me see, just real quick. I'm gonna do.
Do we think he shaved or waxed? Yes. Bert's the type of guy that yes. Waxes after he shaves. Here we go, boys. Let me lip sync this song for you right quick.
Here we go.
It's so weird. Listen to the end of the song. First of all, he wants 100% of people to believe that he's really singing this song. 100% he wants people to believe that he's singing this song. They got his grundle. You think they took care of his grundle? Or he's got a hairy grundle? Anyways, then at the end of it, he always goes and takes a big breath, right? Like he just barely made it through it. It's so fucking weird.
So this is a song I wrote about the American flag. It's called Raise Up Old Glory. I know many of you already know it. I'm going to...
Raise Up Old Glory is also the X-rated film he starred in. If you don't know what Old Glory is, it's Little Bert, okay? And the whole time, the woman's saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and she's going, allegiance. Raise up, Old Glory.
Give me 1 second here. I forgot to set that part up, and I've got so many things going on right now that let me just. This won't take but just a second. No. Don't you go falling. I've got too much stuff on this little tiny table. But I see
conservatives in America worship Putin. Worship Putin. It's so crazy. There's even a group of them that think with this QAnon thing that there's going to be a major announcement that we're being attacked by Russia with nuclear weapons. Like it's going to go off on the TV. Like Russia's launched a nuclear weapon. There's like 28 minutes till impact. And they think that that is going to signify that Trump is going to return or is going to announce that he's been president all along. Like they're waiting to get nuked off the fucking map. They worship fucking Putin. Worship him.
There we go. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm going to do Raise Up Old Glory, and then I'm going to come back on for some quick questions, and then we're going to say goodnight. But this is a song I wrote about the American flag. It's called Raise Up Old Glory, and it's available in CD form on my website starting next month. You can order it now. But
Bert doesn't have a turkey neck. Bert's got a full fucking gobbler. There was some giblets in there that they should have removed during surgery. Could have made some gravy out of them.
It'll be a little bit of a delay on getting it out to you. We have a new shipment coming in of CDs, and
Bert's neck's built like the stork who's delivered too many fucking babies.
This is Raise Up Old Glory. I hope you like it.
We take the tiger, we take the poor, but abusing Old Glory, we won't take anymore.
I love how it's out of sync. This is perfect. I want to see his big breath at the end.
Ain't never seen battle, but it looks like it's
been through a war. Raise up, bless him, Lord. It's been out of sync the whole time. I don't know how he even did this.
It stands for our pride. It stands for the people who gave up their lives. It stands for
Oh, he looks so bad doing it when it's out of sync.
It stands for the meek. And it stands as a symbol.
Yes, they think that Xi Jinping, who is just a terrible fucking leader to his people, and Vladimir Putin the same. They think that Trump, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin are all working together, and they're going to basically be three kings, kind of, and they're all going to rule one sector. I think they probably think the way it'll break down is that Russia gets like the former Soviet Union and like most of Europe. China gets whatever's left over there, including Australia. And Trump's going to get North America, South America, all of the Americas. And they're going to be ruling over those expanses as the three world war rulers. And that's going to be it.
Of a nation that never retreats. Raise up, Old Glory.
Wait till he's big breath. That's right, dancing in. Who is he singing like in this one? Because he should have picked someone else for sure. He does impersonations when he sings other people's songs, and he says that he has to do them like that. Like if he's singing an Elvis song, he has to pretend like he's Elvis with his mannerisms, his lip, his fucking facial expression, everything. He has to. He has to. That's the only way he knows how to do it. And there's literally people asking him, can you just sing this song but like Bert would sing it? Nope, can't. Can't do it. They think that, so the deepest of the Q-tards, hardcore right-wing MAGA Q-tards, think that Putin invaded Ukraine because there's bioweapon labs and artificial bunkers that house children that they're drinking the blood of for adrenochrome underneath Ukraine, and he's got to free those kids in the baby tunnels.
Raise Up Old Glory, ladies and gentlemen.
He didn't even have the mic in front of him. Like the grannies forget he doesn't even have the mic. Like he pushed the mic out of the way.
And I thank you all so very much for being here tonight. That was the song I wrote.
Good God, we can't stop here, man. It's backcountry.
And I did hear the phone go. I love that Hilda knows all the words to my song. God bless her.
Your 35-year-old song that never had more than a few thousand views. Imagine banking it all on a 35-year-old song that even with Brad Barton's audience. Yeah, he got that Zelly alert during the middle of it. A couple grinder matches. Even Brad Barton's audience couldn't make popular. And you're like, if we just get it to Trump, guys.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much. You know who you are. So thankful. God bless. Hopefully with some luck, tomorrow night, I'll have a special treat for you guys. I don't want to tell you because I want you to be surprised and happy.
It's going to be so special.
And if you're a fan of my music and my singing, then I'm this close, just
Bear 0.2 miles away.
And it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins, y'all. God bless you so much. Very quickly, questions. I've got about 10 minutes is all I...
Did he just say it's all about the Benjamins twice?
Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
He's getting booties and pajamas for Shadow. Little scarf, top hat.
So thankful. God bless. Hopefully with some luck, tomorrow night, I'll have a special treat for you guys. I don't want to tell you because I want you to be surprised.
So someone sent him a couple $100 in donations while he lip synced a song. I'm telling you, if you have the right grift, the money's there. Like, obviously, I've kind of made my bed, calling all these people fucking grifters and pieces of shit and liars and scammers. But if you guys wanted to start a show up and just start peddling fucking nonsense, especially if you're in that older audience to where some of these grannies can relate to you.
Happy. But and if you're a fan of my music and my singing, then I'm just this close to something really cool. And it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins, y'all. God bless you so much.
It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins, y'all. Imagine, dude. Imagine just coming on here and being like, oh, well, if you like my podcast or whatever, it's all about the money. I might be able to buy my ATM mini back. It's all about the money.
Very quickly, questions. I've got about 10 minutes is all I can really do. If you've got any questions in the room, Patsy says a powerful song. Thank you so much, Patsy. I've got a new one. That's another thing. If tomorrow goes right, and then we can just kind of take a little bigger step forward to get one more little thing in place, then I've got a couple new original songs that I'm going to do for you guys on the show. And then
brand new original.
I'm going to take it from the show, and I'm going to post it onto Rumble, and I guess YouTube as well, and I'm going to ask everybody to share it. Because I think this new song that I've written about Donald Trump is going to be something.
Oh, my God. Now I want to donate. Benjamins are $100 bills.
It could really take off.
Spicy.
And I'd love you guys to be a part of it. So that's something that's coming too. Hopefully, it's going to be a tough weekend, man. Tough weekend. Questions? Come on in real quick. Hilda says, take you, Bert. I think she meant thank you, but thank you. Oh, there, she changed it. She fixed it. Powerful song. Thank you. So if you have a question, let me go back here and see comments. Good man, Mr. Burt. Thank you. That's Maury Summerson. This is a new person. I don't believe I've seen you.
Dan, you can't stop it, Dan. You can't poach my grannies, okay? I'm trying to get the former Burt grannies who sometimes watch this show. I need 3 new cameras to start my political podcast. And they're $800 a piece. And I'm willing to let 4 different grannies buy all 3 cameras. So that'll be 12 cameras. If you just want to send that to me in my Zelly. Actually, if you go to coldbeer.fund and you click here, I don't have a grinder. But if you click this lowest donate button, it goes straight to PayPal. It goes straight to PayPal, okay? And if we can get the grannies riled up a little bit, we'll have new cameras by morning. I'll order them tonight. What you got? Come on now. Come on now. Former Burt grannies, you know you love me. I'm lovable. I'm like that grandkid of yours that just hasn't straightened out yet. But one day he'll be there. One day he'll be. He's a little wild right now, but God, do I love him. And if you give me your number, I'll have the next time I'm in jail in Mexico, I'll have the police officers call you, and I'm pretty sure you can play with with iPhone App Store cards or Google Play Store cards and bail me out of jail. I promise. I'll give them your number immediately. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys on Facebook. All the recovering birdaholics.
I mean, I know there's 400 or 500 people in here right now, but not all of them are making comments. It says there's 4.
Okay. I know there's 400 or 500. It says there's, listen to this.
Summerson, this is a new person. I don't believe I've seen you in this room before. Thank you for being here.
Listen to
I know
this.
there's 400 or 500 people in here right now, but not all of them are making comments. It says there's 40, which is going to be, when I get off of here and I shut it down and open it back up again, it'll probably say 250 or 300. And then by tomorrow, we'll get a lot.
It says there's 40, but I know there's 400 people in here. Bert has no idea what the difference between viewers, live view, like right now we have 123 across 3 platforms, and over on Rumble we have just 100. So we have like 223. Okay. Now imagine if I come and said, I know that's 2023. Q Zumba. That's right. That's right. Q Tabo. With Billy Blanks. But he says 40. He doesn't know the difference between live viewers and views. So on Facebook, if anybody scrolls past your video and they're like thumb pauses and to get another grip and scroll again, and your video happens to be on screen, that counts as a view. So when he leaves and comes back, it'll say he has, even if you left right now and refresh, it would say he had like 200 views. But he only has 40 viewers, 40 people that are actually sitting there and averaging out, it updates every minute or whatever, as 40 viewers. He just has no idea what that means, or he does and he's just fucking lying to his followers. One of the two.
More views, I think. Let me see what we got here. Maureen Summers, yes, I get it. It's not Zelly, it's Zell. I get it. I say it wrong all the time, and I do it. I mean, I don't know why I have this mental block about calling it Zelly, and I get teased about that all the time. It's one of those things, you know. I don't know. It's Zell. Forgive me but it's one of those little idiosyncrasies that hopefully I will eventually outgrow it. Let me go back here and see.
I think I might shave my beard off.
Mr. McConnell is stepping down from leadership, not the Senate. He finishes his term in 2027. Yes, but he's stepping down in November from leadership. He's no longer going to be the leader of the Senate. That was my point. And I think that he's going to resign. I do, because I think his health is a problem. So I think he just wants to.
How did you set that off, Mariah? How did somebody in chat just set off the granny? I didn't push it that time. I was fixing to, because I just want the granny to know, the granny that sent Bert $80,000. I will be your grandson forever. I'll call you Gam Gam. I'll eat all the hard candy you can mail my way. I'll let you pinch my cheeks. Both sets. And I promise to give you a better return than you got from Bert. On my life, I'll give you more of a return than you got from Bert. Okay? I'll shave my beard for you, Granny. Do we have a deal? I think we do.
To get through the election before he does it. Okay, I've answered that question. All right, so I'm looking for new stuff. There's a new comment. Let me go check that out. It's okay, Bert. You don't have to be perfect. Well, it's a good thing I don't have to be perfect, because I'm not.
You don't get an argument, Mariah. My beard doesn't drop your panties anymore. I got to do something new.
It's a good thing I don't have to be. Patsy says can't wait. I think she's talking about the things that are coming musically. I really am excited about it.
I'll call you GG, Gam Gam, what Bootylicious, whatever you need me to call you.
So I'm technically homeless. I don't have a place to live. This is temporary housing, and it changes.
Technically homeless. Technically, it's probably the best kind of homeless.
Every week. March Madness is here now, so the prices just went up.
You know, there's that meme that says, I just barely like my job more than I like being homeless. And Bert's just like, fuck it. YOLO. Let's get out here, America.
Because now March Madness is here. This town fills up with basketball fanatics for the entire month. And Patsy said,
oh, you guys don't know that I'm abusing Mariah, do you? I guess. Hold on. We'll get it. We'll go over that right quick. Keep going, Bart.
Freezes like Biden. Yeah, there's a cognitive problem there. It is. And I think he said so. I mean, he didn't say that, but he said it's time for younger people to take the lead, which is at least admirable that he did that. The president should do the same thing, but he's not going to. And all the news I'm getting is that it's Dr. Jill that won't let him resign. She wants that power. She likes that power because she's running the show. I mean, you guys know that Jill is running the show, right? Because Biden can't make a decision. He can't tie his own shoes. Literally, he can't tie his own shoes. So I've got to get going. I've got a couple minutes left before I have to get out of here. For those of you that have gone over to Zelle, thank you so much. And I said it right. Also, the Venmo folks as well, because there are somebody that do that. Mary Green, you're 100% right, hon. NASCAR is here this week too, and that's another reason. That's 100,000 people that are here to watch a race. It was, I guess it's been 12 years since I performed at that track. When I performed at that track, I did Race Up Old Glory there. You can find it if you go on YouTube. Just type in Burt Lynch Race Up Old Glory live at NASCAR, and you can see me doing a live version of it there for the NASCAR crowd. Do you still think Big Mike will step in? I do. Patsy, absolutely. The Big Mike is going to be the, if we get to an election, that's going to be the move. Is to move Michelle Obama in, and I still believe Michelle Obama is going to be the VP before the election, and then step into the president's spot, and that's who Donald Trump will run against. That's what I think is going to happen. Any more questions? Come on, let's go. I'm happy to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'll make something up that sounds really good. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I got my Snapple Peach tea and Arizona. The Arizona tea is in here too.
Finish up, Bart. I got to show that I'm abusing Mariah right quick.
That Arizona green.
Please send me money. I'm technically homeless.
If not, I'm going to say goodnight to you. I'm going to thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so much. I'll be back tomorrow. There's a few things happening tomorrow that I'm hoping, if I get the right things in order, we'll see. I know a couple people didn't watch the show tonight and are going to watch it in reruns. I was thinking about you, and I know who you are, and I hope you're feeling better. But I'm going to leave it at that. But thanks for all.
Leave it right there.
Carol, she says thank you for all the info.
Yeah, Mazzelli.
God bless you too. And I'm going to ask you to pray for me. I'm going to pray for you. I'm praying for my family. It doesn't talk to me anymore. Maybe you can do that too. God bless everybody. I'm Burt Lynch. I watch the news, so you don't have to. And with my little sidekick, Shadow, we'll be back tomorrow. God bless everybody. You heard your name, didn't you? See you guys tomorrow night.
Blah. God, he's disgusting, isn't he? Let's see what we got. I know many people don't like CBC, but the show last night did a great job breaking down Fildo's latest videos. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. But the show, this is for donations, by the way. A dramatic reading. Apparently, they don't like my readings. But the show last night did a great job of breaking down Fildo's latest live videos and Goldco on how Fildo is lying about the coin values and how his followers are getting screwed. Do you mean FCB? No, Will Bird, CBC. Oh, gotcha. Thanks. Will is an insensitive drama queen that supports every bit of the nonsense we've all seen. But I don't think anyone has taken away or minimized his efforts in what he's covered about Phil. Will is intelligent. He's funny. I find him funny. He covers his topics well. No one takes that from him. I think people don't like his attitude and the behaviors he doesn't condemn. Yeah, I'll take a big pass when it comes to the bird shits. Him and his wife are big old trash bags. I don't know if you can see the glasses in that profile picture, but this person's calling us trashy. Absolutely they are. Nothing but trash. What he done to Melissa was beyond disgusting. I would not waste my time watching that POS. By the way, Melissa was the person, I said it at the first of the show, Melissa sat in a chat dedicated to trying to make me and people related to me look bad and told people that I was making fun of an autistic person who did nothing wrong. When confronted with all the wrong things this person had done, she said, well, I didn't see the show. Somebody told me. And then people are like, well, that's why you don't know what the fuck's going on. You didn't watch the fucking show. And you're over here talking shit about it and talking about how horrible he is and his wife is and blah, blah, blah. Then suddenly, when she was called out, she had sudden health issues and had to leave the internet. And apparently those health issues were caused by me. All I did, even though I get blamed for it, all I did was like her comment. Literally, I've never even spoke to the woman. Whatever. I'll never forget that. Melissa has been one of the nicest, sweetest, non-confrontational people on this platform. By the way, she tagged me. It was the only reason I knew. And for what she was dealing with, then to have that kind of harassment, they should feel ashamed. But it's kind of like a lot of like the crazy thing. When you're cray, you don't realize it, just like trashies. They don't recognize how utterly disgusted others are in your behavior and attitude, not to mention every other bit of unethical behaviors we've seen. That doesn't mean I can't see he still offers good info on Phil, but I won't support them like I used to. What is CBC? Yep. And what did he do anyways? Read documents. Sorry, but I can do that on my own. I've never really found him funny. He makes fun of people as a joke. I'm good. That must mean you're the joke. He also makes fun of a disabled guy, Scott. He knows when people say, Will, it's not cool to make fun of disabled people. He says, who is disabled that I make fun of? He mentions everyone but Scott. I liked him at one time, too. Wrong use of two. Maybe you're disabled. Cause the Phil stuff, but yes, he's totally asleep and has no right talking about anyone. Someone should start a podcast just to wake Will Bird's ass up. Will Bird, Cold Beer Condemned. Who is FCB? Freedom Channel Broadcasting. Cold Beer Confessionals is Will Bird. FCB is dropping the truth about Phildo. He has a chat channel too. That's a lot like this chat. Funny you say that. When someone said they should make a podcast just to wake me up. Melon says, funny you say that. I feel like there's more to that, Melon. Spill. I watched that same CBC last night, too. I'm not a big fan, big Will Bird fan, or his left-leaning ideology, but I feel his commentaries about Phil are at least worth a watch. And someone said, oh, thanks. Will is an anti-Trumper. For that reason alone, I won't watch him. That and his filthy over-the-top mouth and Huss voice. Will is still a crazy pro-vaxxer, too. I don't think there's such thing as a pro-vaxxer, by the way. The data has now come out proving the vax is dangerous. Tells me he isn't very bright either. I used to also, but watching him attack people with mental health issues disgusts me so much that I can barely stand him anymore. The way they bully and attack people as a group is disturbing. Is that what they teach their kids? Bullying, whether adults or children, is wrong, period. While they sit around and talk about Phil's dick and how horribly they try to bully the fuck out of Phil. But then they're like, it's always wrong. I heard COVID was dangerous too. Left-leaning ideology means, again, just the same as a politician. If you don't worship everything Trump says and does, and him as a person, and you don't immediately believe everything he says, then you're left-leaning, okay? If I say Trump says this and it's not true, left-leaner, you're a left-leaner. Leftist. I won't listen to Will Bird anymore because he's incredibly disrespectful to his wife. He's obviously got mommy issues. Why do you think I breastfed till I was 35? And by 35, I mean yesterday. No idea why his wife stays with him being treated that way. She must have daddy issues. But also, I was horrified the way he joked about babies being molested. That was an immediate nope from me. You guys know my famous joke about molesting babies. You guys know that one, right? 2 molested babies walk into a bar. Oh, you guys know the rest of it. So don't ask Mariah in the chat if she's abused, okay? She's not allowed to answer anyways. I won't defend him. It doesn't excuse his comments, but I think he's doing it for shock value. Most people don't feel comfortable, and he will fail to grow his audience. You should have told that about my last 5 channels. You probably should have told them because they just kept fucking growing and growing and growing and growing, much like this one. Actually, I think I've had a couple hundred subs in the last 14 days or some shit. I just looked at it the other day. They always like to pretend that my shit isn't growing, but I'm up 25,000 views this month, 8,000 watch hours, and up $170 in ad revenue just on YouTube. So, must be shrinking, guys. Like him or hate him, CBC pretty much decimated PG's phone vid from yesterday. Educational for those who invested in PG's metal scams, and calls PG out in his lies. No, I'm a flip-flopper. This is going to get you banned. And is a classless trash bag who degrades women, and those are the nice things I can say about him. Can't stand that POS. He's not much better than Fildo in my playbook. Oh, you guys still mad over Nick being a fucking cutard? Did he pull the wool over your eyes and then douse it in fucking Tism toe sauce? People are free to like or dislike who they want. However, my point wasn't to start a popularity contest, but to bring to attention CBC's ability to nail PG's lies in detail. Carry on. That's from whoever. I don't know who Kahuna is, but they're going to immediately attack this person and be like, "Oh yeah, sure you are. That name doesn't seem familiar. I think I know who that is." Watch. Okay, I won't tolerate such disrespect. How you going to diss trash bags like that? What did trash bags do to you to be compared to him? Laugh out loud. There is actually a use for trash bags. There were plenty of posts regarding this before yours. You didn't start anything, but your opinion on his ability to read court docs and give his opinion on Phil is duly noted. Again, this is one of their own members. I don't even know who the fuck this is. I answered because mine was used. Felt needed clarification. Thanks for the noted status. You are too funny. I hate when his fan club comes in here and talks him up. His fans always seem to be a bit rude like him. Wink. Sure. It's the socks hiding in the corners. Okay. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to nail Phil's lies. Carrying on now. Oh, really? Did you guys know that a 401 IRA couldn't invest in collectible coins? Was that you guys that figured that out? Or was that me when I figured it out on my fucking show and shared it to the world? Oh, that was me. Okay. Yes, and think that we don't notice insulting our intelligence. They know all the sock accounts. All of them. All the sock accounts. Are you kidding me? They know them all. So then I shared all these posts. And someone went, seems Wildo has his spies out. He's losing followers like crazy, but it makes him feel we're jealous of him. I guess whatever makes him feel good, gotta wake his lib ass up. Where are these followers that are being lost? I should probably send out a search party. He's like a pissed off ex. Nick is just not that into you, Wildo. Jealous? No. Where was this? It's apparent there's socks in here now that our group is private. Earlier you said that it was insulting your intelligence pretending that you didn't know that sock accounts were in that group. And now you're like, oh my God, there's sock accounts in the group. Now that our group is private, you can't get this info unless you're in the chat. Yet they talk about us being obsessed with them. That's laughable. Can't even let a private room be. How insecure. They have a full... This is even funnier than the first set of posts. I don't know if you guys understand. I don't think you guys do comedy. You're very good at being the butt of the joke. Do you know the girl Jessa, PhD? She's the one who posted this to Wildo's page. Lol. No, she didn't. It was a forward that she forwarded. I posted it. That group are all toxic. Hey, did you see this? You're all toxic. Yeah, we did. Noted. Which means she's probably got a sock in here somewhere. Not sure why. What's the point of hiding in a room where you don't like what's being said? Poor babies are upset they are being ignored and their leader is being laughed at. Yeah, we're super upset. Thank you for the content. She's a PhD? Laugh out loud sounds like she needs the help. My father told me PhDs are some of the weirdest people. No offense to others, but this is just childish. But wanted to give a heads up. I went to his page looking for a Fildo doc information and saw this. You got her. Glutton for punishment. Thanks, Lynn. It stands for post hole digger. Anytime. Couldn't believe it, lol. Although he's a childish kind of guy, so he attracts that kind of audience. Trashy, all of them. I hope they can read this. I'm real good at reading, that's Bert. Real fucking good at reading. They'll have Will read it to them. He's good at that, or so I hear. Yeah, decent. In his Cartman from South Park voice, LMBO. I think I made that joke. But well, you can have it. It was a throwaway line. Me too, Kay. I hope they're shitting themselves. Doubtful if they would stoop to this dumbassery. You'd be surprised. Then there's a Cartman, respect my authority. Meh, I'd say the same shit in that group and to his face. Doesn't matter to me. Now, run tell dat and bring his bitch ass so I can tell him straight up. Uh-oh. Certified badass on the internet. Look at this. It's a badass. This might be Spider-Man. I better back off. Get all fucking webbed up over here. Say it here. They're in here reading this now. He's good at reading docs. Anything else? I personally don't like his trash mouth, and especially making fun of disabled people. That does it for me. Anyone low enough to do that, just not worth watching all the time. Just worth talking about for hours. Don't watch, just talk about me for hours. I enjoy it. It's the narcissist in me. I come by it honest. You saw my dad up on stage. He's horrible. How his wife allows herself to be disrespected like that, I don't know. Right, how do you allow yourself to be disrespected like this? You know what this mouth do, though. Totally agree. Some people deserve my time and respect, and well, some don't. I was just sitting here thinking, God damn it, I wish I deserved Cindy, hashtag Team Bree, time and respect. How can I get that back? Oh, here's Spider-Man back. If they are in here, they can read this. He's a cunt. And you're a cunt too for eye hustling for him. Do better with your life. Fuck him. And fuck you. Run tell that. End of message. This guy's like a fucking comedian. He should get like a Netflix special or something. That's pretty good. Oh boy, laugh out loud. Oh boy, here we are. Oh boy. Fucking retards. I don't understand how conservatives watch him. He hates Trump, pro-vaccine, doesn't believe in Jesus. Because everybody knows that to be conservative, you have to love Trump, be anti-vax, and believe in Jesus. I'm pretty sure that's like in their like sign-up sheet. Then you have to swear on some stuff or something. I can't remember all the details, okay? I'm not a Scientologist or whatever they call them. Let me get a cough drop. We'll finish. Lynn KG is a stupid heifer. Oh, no. Easy now. I don't really like reading gore dogs. People beg me to do it. That's on you guys. I can't fix you all. So to be a conservative, you have to love Trump, be anti-vax, and believe in Jesus. Okay? Why? Literally the only thing he does that we have in common is read docs in Phil. Is Phil like a language now? I can do the reading myself. I do it every time. It doesn't take a PhD to read. If I do have questions, I'll ask someone. You're so fucking dumb. I can read it. I just don't understand any of it, and I'll ask you guys. Yeah, you can do that. You're right. Will Byrd is a fucking twat. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that's why I have so much pussy. I just feel at home. If I wanted liberal spew, I'd watch CNN. Did you guys know you're watching liberal spew? That's something you've probably not thought about yet. I read them too, but I'm not good at lawyer speak. He explained what everything means. I hate asking questions. I feel like I'm burdening people. Well, people get ready to be burdened. Just kidding, kinda. But I still don't know what happened or what the docs that just dropped were about. So I figured I'd give him a try. Lol. I have no idea. I had a friend years ago tell me to listen. 2 minutes in, I need to bleach my ears and shower. Lol. I can't believe I made it come that quick, to be honest with you. 2 minutes from probably thousands or hundreds at least miles away. And she's like, man, the humor was running down my leg. It was awful. Don't feel that way. It's great to ask. Richard is good at explaining these things. Look no further. If you do need someone with a PhD, ask Jessica. Ask Jessa. Laugh out loud. Hey, girl. Laugh out loud. It's the multiple LOLs that tell me that you're actually felt it about this and not laughing at all. I don't care, LOL. See if I care, LOL. It doesn't bother me at all, LOL, LOL. Okay. Makes sense. Ask. There's people here who know a lot. Jelly Bean, Richard, Mr. Truth Seeker. They all seem to understand court talk. Don't burden yourself with watching that shit, lol. Oh, I can't stand that about him, but I ignored it to get the information. Then he makes you wait till the end, which I can't blame him. He knows people tune in for that. The documents come out after midnight. How am I making you wait to the end? But I was cleaning or whatever, waiting, listening to him talk about that disabled guy, Scott. I couldn't stand it, so I shut it down and waited for the replay so I could fast forward through it. He's a wicked lib. Sad how bad he is. I'm a wicked lib, so I feel like I should have disclosed that to you guys. Thank you, so sweet. Laugh out loud, thanks for the heads up. You are welcome. Do like I do. Tag him and say, hey, what's this mean? We all have questions. Did you see who it was forwarded from? I wish they would just go the fuck away. They make me sick. I thought we were insulting your intelligence by pretending you didn't know that our sock accounts were there. But now you're like, do you know who it is? God, I wish they'd go away. They make me sick. I thought you knew already. I once had a client who had their PhD in education. She insisted that everyone address her as doctor, first name. We'd all laugh so much every time her name came up. In the end, the employer eventually had to let her go from a relatively simple job because she couldn't perform the work. Go figure. So that's how all PhDs are. All of them. Emotional and mental illness. They have no lives. Sad, boring, lonely, shit, disturbing people. I don't disturb shit. Thank you very much. I can't remember the last time I disturbed some shit, okay? Like Jill Biden, lol. Yeah, it was Miss PhD herself. PhD. She flips burgers. I don't know who came up with this. I think it was Q Wankster or whatever decided that Jessa works at a restaurant flipping burgers and has hairy armpits. It's fun to play along with, but none of it's true. Dude, you thought you were getting lucky, then surprise. Everybody, hi, Jessa, from Oliver's mom. I'm embarrassed for them. I couldn't imagine my mom or grandma acting that way. Well, thank God your mom or grandma isn't fucking here. Does your mom and grandma watch me? You're that home wrecking slut that come up there and fucking hopped in on some fucking GoFundMe money and ruined a marriage, right? I couldn't imagine my mom or grandma doing that either. Apparently, did I skip one? Hi, Miss PhD. Apparently, it's only appropriate to say, look at you, you got so big to children. Adults tend to get offended. Or is it Mrs. PhD? Thanks for being appropriate. I appreciate that. I approve this message from Madness Everywhere. Inner peace begins the moment you choose to not allow another person or event to control your emotion. We're way past this, bro. We're way past. They've been talking about me for like 6.5 hours over there today. We're way past this inner peace. Oh my God, that is hilarious. She flips burgers. And then there's a fucking smiley face flipping me off. Because they're not bothered. They're not upset. They think we're sad. She's a huge twat waffle. Next to Yuri, both are sad POSs. Just for the record, I was being nice. I do have more choice and colorful descriptions of them. We all do. Anyone who puts PhD in their screen name is an asshole. You guys missed that whole inside joke, okay? I don't think you would have got it anyways, but you missed it to begin with. Wait a second. Is this a Nick Alvear response to the 15-year-old? He says, and he took it out of context. I was referring to a film we are working on where a famous soccer player is having sexual relations with a 15-year-old. When I saw the photo of the 15-year-old, she was making herself look way older. It's not saying I think 15-year-olds are hot. I'm saying the youth dresses and does make up to the... This is not true at all. He was talking about Phil in the post. Where the fuck did you come up with this, you lying motherfucker? What the fuck? Is he just rewriting history like Phil? So he's talking about Phil's video come out, and it included the shit where he's like, have you seen 15-year-olds nowadays? Right? And I'll just show it to you. Hold on. Sorry, Birch Penis kind of photobombed you there. Dang. Well, every story has many sides of truth. Phil reads this in his new documentary. Dang. Well, every story has many sides of truth. Personally, I don't see a 25-year-old as a mature adult. They're talking about Phil. The text he's responding to says, however, the verified texts are from the court system. The first time they were entered in as evidence. He says, dang, well, every story has many sides of truth. Personally, I don't see a 25-year-old as a mature adult. The brain for a male doesn't even reach its growth until 35. He knew he was wrong. That's for sure. But could he help it? Look at those texts. It seemed far less sinister than what people make him out to be. Again, he's saying, look at the text because they're talking about Phil. Look at the text. I don't think Phil is a pedophile like that which people attach to the cabal with. There can be flexibility here. This is 3 days before he started making his film. 3 days. There can be flexibility here. You can hate him for it, but what's that doing to you? Reach understanding and honor yourself more. Not siding with a pedophile here, as I don't think Phil has an attraction to children. Have you seen what 15-year-olds look like now? Even back then. Then it goes on to say, I'm siding with reason that if you sided with also, it would bring you less disturbance and more peace. That's the bottom down here that's kind of cut off. Let's see, I can pull it up for you. Here. There's the, have you seen what 15-year-olds look like now? Even then, I'm siding with reason that if you sided with also, it would bring you less disturbance and more peace. Now, in response to Phil reading that on his video, he says, and he took it out of context. I specifically was referring to a film we were working on where a famous soccer player is having sexual relations with a 15-year-old. When I saw the photo of the 15-year-old, she was making herself look way older. It's not saying I think 15-year-olds are hot. I'm saying the youth dresses and does makeup to the extremes. Is that what he said? Was this about a soccer player dating a 15-year-old? Because he mentioned Phil 4 times. He mentioned the text messages. Dude, you're a fucking liar, dude. The goddamn. I'm putting together another fucking show on Nick. His fucking tism toes. His fucking lies and bullshit he's just making up. Bullshit, dude. Oh, this was about a different video I was talking about at a different time. It was 3 days before Christmas Eve when you decided to turn on Phil because you felt like you had gotten, actually in one of the interviews you said, I was just having a really bad day, so I come in there and cussed out all the Phil supporters and told them to leave. Then Phil caught wind of it and told people to start unsubscribing from Good Line TV. And when I started losing money, I thought, fuck this guy, I'm going to make a film on him. That's your words, Nick. Don't worry, I'll go clip him. Either way, guys, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. Don't let Nick run any balsamic, vinaigrettes, 1,000 Islands. Don't let Nick rub shit on your feet, goddammit. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donations. If you find yourself being basted by Nick Alvear, run. He will punch. You guys have a good night. And don't do anything that Nick Alvear would do. And we'll see you all in the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. Say hi to Bert for me. Bert's Grannies. Come give me some money. I'll be waiting. Right here. Click this button right here. Bert's Grannies. Right here. This button. Yellow. It says donate. It'll send you my PayPal. Love you guys. Bye. If Bert's Grannies haven't donated, let's say what they gave Bert $80,000. One of them did. If they haven't donated at least $200 by tomorrow, I'm banning them all.
The people on this planet.
Because you gotta help other people if you expect help. And right now, you guys aren't helping me. Scott Rogers taught me that.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
You're losing your voice, Miss Priss. Don't tell me what I'm losing.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit.
Tell them about the anal holes, Spicy Atsuko.
Praise the Lord, and to the extreme. All these
I'm too mad. You tell them.
to profit off of gossip.
I shouldn't have read so much tonight, but it was fun. It'll be good by tomorrow. I just want to get to where, man, I feel like I've had a runny nose all of 2024. I want to get to where I'm not coughing shit up anymore. It'd be nice.
Baby,
But I don't want to get super dehydrated on Mucinex right now, so.
Fucking Flynn on his desk, a retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Sorry my audience is just plummeting and there's no bottom in sight. I'll try to be better to the grannies and the Melissas of the world.
Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my
Grannies, you have 24 hours.
I found myself in orbit strapped to an F6.
I have a former life that's left me with a special set of skills. I will hunt you down.
Me on the shoulder and said, this is gonna be it. Whoa, stop.
Exactly.
What?
Imagine now that you teamed up with Nick just because you agreed with him on the Phil thing. And now you have to become a sovereign citizen supporting person who doesn't believe in dinosaurs. Hashtag wrong team.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the play.
I'm about to have 2 ovarian eggs over easy. That's usually pretty hot. That work, Miss Priss?
None yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the road.
Love, peace, and little Nicky's tism grease. That's right.
Doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research.
I've learned if you cough up into it by accident, that's just depositing a little queef for later. It'll come back. It's like karma. Comes back around.
It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches with all their secret meetings teaching all you fucking.
It's hard to cough with full face goggles and a snorkel in too, anyways.
Oh shit, Will Bird, motherfuckers out here busting the griffs. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better.
She'll be quaffing. That's right, like the little engine that could. Chicka, 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 chicka.
Wear an aviator glasses.
See you guys.
Mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic.